Do we have movie sign?
We're starting! Yay!
Woo! We are live.
Welcome to Harem Stream. It is a group, as you people probably know, we are a group of women that all come from different backgrounds, different ideas, different thoughts. We all can unanimously hate on Dan Slott. And today we have a special guest on our Harem Stream. Today he is the one, the only, the Transformers Master, Maroyasha.
Yo, what's happening though? What's happening?
Yeah, are you chatting with somebody?
I'm hearing some transformations in the background there.
That's not me. For once, that's not me slamming on my keyboard.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm typing into the chat.
Mike, what do you mean? What do you mean? Welcome back to YouTube. I never left.
No, you kind of vanished for a while, I think.
I vanished off of live streams because everyone stopped inviting me. So, because I started working overnight, so everyone was like, "Oh, Aaron's not around anymore." And then I finished doing overnights, and everyone was like, "Aaron's not around anymore." No, I just do my reviews are very far in between now because I kind of just cover Transformers.
Which is important, and that's what I wanted to go and talk about. You should have Dan Slott on. No nerdy texted account. We will never have Dan Slott on. Okay, yes, we may have Dan Slott on. That would be
if he would agree.
But I would put Doug in there as a special secret guest, and just watch it. Like you
not
would
secret anymore, though. You just said it.
I swear. But anyway, back on topic. You are a master of Transformers, and of course, everybody else. And I thought it would be a good idea to get your say and take on the new Transformers stuff.
Well, I'm a master for this community. There are many people in the Transformers community that make me look like a baby trying to speak Mandarin. So that's all I have to say about that. Someone just asked, you should have Margaret Scott to tell us why she stopped Till All Are One. I can actually answer that question because I do know that about Transformers. So, and you guys might find this interesting because this is what I'm going to talk about with Rage when we finally do our stream.
Woo!
Is that the editors are really mucking things up over at IDW with Transformers. They're putting the events over the stories, essentially. Margaret Scott was writing Till All Are One, and there were a lot of fans that didn't like Till All Are One. I enjoyed at least the annual, because that's all I read. But her book got canceled because she refused to shake things up after the most recent event. She didn't want to change her stories for the sake of just an event. So they axed her book. That's what they did.
I heard about that. I heard that she was apparently a pretty good writer or something like that, and she said "fuck you," and then they all said we're canceling her shit.
She didn't really say "fuck you." She more was just I'd rather write the stories I want to write than change everything. So, but then the editing stuff really came to light with the Transformers vs. Visionaries #1, which this community tore apart, but I gave a pretty decent review actually. So, because Mags wrote essentially the death of a character, which was very shocking to the community because that character had been around for 10 years now, maybe more. And it turned out to be an editorial decision and not hers. When they brought her on, that was the first task they gave her, essentially, was writing that character's death. So.
Is somebody listening to a radio?
I'm not sure.
Well, that's my. I think it might be my background here.
Okay.
But that's the editing stuff that's going on with them. So
that sucks. I know the editorial in a lot of places can be really a bitch ton. Oh, apparently Spike has asked you a question.
What did Spike say? I missed it.
Is Mags Visaggio a Decepticon?
Judging based on her favorite characters and the way she speaks on Twitter, I would go with Autobot. So maybe that's just my thought. Maybe a very extreme Autobot, but an Autobot. So there's that. But someone I know actually did a interview with her. It was the one interview that was kind of circulating around the Transformers community because it was really the only one that was done with her. It's over on the website Women Write About Comics, I think. So It was a quick interview that she did with her. So it's very interesting because she talks about how they brought her on and then they were like, all right, you're going to kill Cup. And she was like, oh, okay. And everyone had a problem with it. No one had a problem with her writing it. Everyone had a problem with the editors wanting it. So the editing staff over there is trash nowadays. They're kind of sacrificing story for a lot of things. I mean, even like the good series have gone downhill. So it's a shit show over at IDW.
So I hear that most of the characters in all the worlds are now combined and they're all in one little world. So when can we expect Counterlot to meet the Autobots? Like, when can I see Princess Celestia team up with?
I will put it like this. The IDW universe right now consists of all the Hasbro properties except for My Little Pony and Gem, though supposedly Gem has been referenced.
So when are they going to do Inhumanoids?
You know what? They're bringing back Visionaries. Anything can be done at this point. I say just do a Rock Lords comic, but they're doing some crazy stuff with what they're doing. They're bringing their free comic book day issue is going to be Unicron, and everyone's like, maybe they can use Unicron as a way to literally just reboot everything because this is such a shit show. Like Lost Light, which was MTE before, is actually one of the worst series. It has made people stop reading the Transformers comics. I'm the only person in the community that really reviews it like on YouTube anymore, or even just in general, I think. So I hate myself enough to read it.
That's actually an important thing. I think that's great that you actually are willing to try this.
I mean, the person I talked to in the TF community, one of the people I really talked to in there, they said when they watched my review, they were physically hurt by how hurt I sound trying to review it because I didn't know if I liked it or not. I spent 2 days trying to write that review, and in the end, I was just like, it's the most middle-of-the-road thing I've ever read.
And yes, I do know that Captain Frugal is doing a live stream with apparently EPS. He did not get the memo that we've been trying to do this live stream. Yeah.
Someone said
likely story.
Yeah.
Y2KNW said it's hard to listen with the background noise.
Yeah. Maroyasha? I mean, Mariana. Damn it. Sorry. I think that's your radio again.
Just a second.
Let's give it a second. It's been a while since we've all done a stream. I think. Yeah. All right, she muted herself. Yeah, Lost Light. Lost Light's the one. I don't hate reading it. I hate myself that I read it because I spend money on it, and most of the time it's not good.
We're all entitled to, our guilty pleasures.
I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure.
But you just said that you hate yourself for it.
See, guilty pleasures to me are something you hate telling people about. I don't hate telling people about this because I make videos about it. I hate myself because I spend the money on it.
But it's a tax write-off.
I'm not making money off of this, so I don't think it counts as a tax write-off.
If any time it has a tax write-off, I'd be more willing to read more of that Runaways and Renew Your Vows. Yeah. I can't believe I'm still spending money on that crap.
Yeah. But apparently some people in the chat do read Lost Light, and Y2KNW says he does like it. You can like it if you want. It's not my thing. The big thing right now is a lot of people say James Robert just kind of writing to appeal to the Tumblr community, which in itself is kind of like tearing itself apart over the book. So it's a whole big thing. A lot of people don't like what he's doing with it. I wouldn't personally. They had one of the major artists for MTMTE just do an issue, the most recent issue, and I go in depth about it in my review about how he really didn't do as good of a job as he normally does. Like, everyone that's touching this book is just doing an awful job when they do. So,
Oh, and I thought I should alert. Apparently, we have Comic Kitty as well in the stream.
Oh,
hey. Hey, welcome.
Hey. Hello. Hello. Is this mic even working?
Yes, we can hear you.
We love you.
Oh, thanks.
But please stop me from talking if anyone would like to contribute.
Oh, very informative. Like, all I know about damn Transformers is when I was like 14 and that anime version came on.
I just remember like 2009, the last I heard of it. Actually, my husband and I got hired by IDW to do some flax for some cover images. They decided to then restructure their artists, and they didn't use our work, but it was pretty cool.
What were you going to do covers for? If
Actually,
you can say.
it was a 4-cover thing where when you put them all together, it formed one gigantic image, and it was of.
Yeah.
Please forgive me, my brain is not working. Normally, I'm a little more on with my geek cred. I think it was Unicron. Unicron's the giant planet-sized one, right?
Yeah, I don't think that ended up coming out.
Did that not come out? Okay.
I mean, no, I don't think like anyone did a form of that cover coming out because I don't remember something like that. The last image one that I can remember that went together, I think was G.I. Joe versus Transformers. They had something like that. So.
Yeah, they told us that they had gotten somebody else to do it because they all wanted everything to look uniform, which looks, that's totally understandable. So,
yeah.
But
let's see. A couple questions here. Apparently, I will answer those when you're done, though.
Yay.
But was it someone asked my opinion on Soundwave? I think Soundwave in the IDW comics right now is very interesting. I enjoy what they're doing with him. When they revealed that his head is actually a helmet, I kind of almost threw up in my mouth. But hey, so there's that. But I enjoy what they're doing with him. They did a very interesting thing in First Strike, which is one of the few parts I liked about First Strike, where he's talking with Scarlet, and she says something about him being able to, like, have better hearing than everyone, and she's like, oh, so you see yourself as, like, better than everyone, and he says, no, I just see everyone as disabled, essentially. Like, and I thought that was a very interesting way of putting it, is that he doesn't see himself as better, he just sees everyone else as lesser.
They're so beneath him.
And someone asked, what is the status of the Primes in IDW? The status of the Primes in IDW is everywhere. Onyx Prime just showed up. Liege Maximo just showed up. So that's happening. Unicron is coming in Free Comic Book Day. I know Alex Milne did the art for that. So that'll be coming. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, with Unicron. Because Bumblebee's supposedly back for that. Bumblebee died, like, I'm going to say 3 years ago at this point. But he was like a ghost that Starscream could see. So everyone's like, well, what's going on? Yellow Flash is asking, why is Megatron a good guy now? Megatron is a good guy now because if you want me to put it into basic terms, it was the only way they would let him fucking live. They were going to kill him. And he was like, let the Knights of Cybertron decide. And he took the Autobot symbol from Bumblebee's dead body as well because Bumblebee saved him. So he wore it. Yeah, Megatron totally turned in Dark Cybertron. Like, shit was going down. They put him on trial. He was like, I will travel with Rodimus and the others to the Knights of Cybertron, which are like these Utopia people, essentially. And so he became an Autobot because also he kind of shares a lot of the same opinions as the Autobots. It's just a matter of how he goes about it. It's very interesting.
Really, it does sound really, really cool.
So he takes up being an Autobot, and he kind of becomes a good guy. And throughout MTMTE, you see his arc kind of progress. And that arc ended in Lost Light, and it was a terrible ending to that arc completely. So, but it was pretty interesting to see, especially when it came to the Dying of Light, where he essentially put down 5 of the most dangerous Decepticons but on his own using, like, dark matter energy. And he was like, oh, we both go out as Decepticons. After, like, Ravage dies, telling him not to change. It's a very interesting scene. It's definitely worth reading. I know I've recommended that series to you, Nerd Wonder.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check it out. I have friends that actually are big fans of Transformers, and they're like, dude. And I'm like, what is this? And they're like, no, you'd love it. And I'm like,
you would.
I don't know. And they're like, dude, it was so good. And I'm like, is it like a good IDW book? Like the Ninja Turtles meets Batman, which I heard a few people are like, that's a pretty good book. And it is a good book. I like that book.
Yeah, but the Transformers comics are interesting. What is it? Someone said, I hated what they did to Rodimus in the movie. Hot Rod was that fire hero in the comics. He's a jerk. Yeah. Hot Rod isn't that much of a jerk in the comics, at least not in MTMT. I wouldn't consider him a jerk. I'd consider him too cocky for his own good. Flash, yes, Optimus Prime is still alive. Last I checked, I'm a couple issues behind in Optimus Prime, but yes, he is still alive.
Spike does not like Rodimus. I can see that.
A lot of people.
I do not like Rodimus.
This has always been my opinion. It's a very controversial opinion.
I hate Rodimus because everybody else says he sucks.
In the G1 cartoon, Rodimus is a better leader than Optimus Prime. Optimus is a good boss, but Rodimus is a better leader.
What the heck, man?
I do not agree.
You are crazy.
I do not agree.
Optimus Prime is a terrible leader. He constantly gets his own troops into their own trouble.
Oh my gosh, what the heck, man?
I don't like Optimus Prime as a leader in G. I love Optimus as a character in G1, but I would not want him as a leader in my war. That is for sure.
Well, you are entitled to your opinion.
And no matter how wrong it may be.
Oh my god. What the hell?
Okay, I'm curious.
Everyone's going blasphemy, and I'm like, yes, it is blasphemy.
Again, okay. I would like, unless we were going to change subjects, I would like you to expand upon your opinion. Convince us as to why you have a point.
I think Rodimus is a better leader, at least as a character as well, than Optimus in G1. Like Optimus in G1 is a fun character, but he's very one-dimensional in a lot of regards. Whereas when you get Rodimus, you have this kind of leader that was forced into leadership, and he doesn't want to do it, but he's willing to because it's kind of like destiny kind of called upon him, and he's willing to, and he's willing to go on the front lines with his troops. Yes, Optimus was always willing to fight, but like he always kind of like wasn't there until the end of a fight, and he always just kind of did cleanup work, which kind of, in my opinion, was sucky of him. But I always felt Rodimus was better because also more relatable because, like I said, he didn't want to be leader. He constantly talks about how like he just wants to be one of the troops again and work with them instead of having the responsibility of leading them. But when it comes to stepping up, he steps up. And he kind of has this sort of feeling about him where I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Like you feel like you could talk to him more than you could talk to Optimus. Because Optimus always had this high and mighty feeling, at least to me, whereas Rodimus always felt like the more down-to-earth leader.
So if you were a Transformer, you would be much easier to talk to Rodimus than Optimus Prime.
Oh, I totally feel like I could open up more Rodimus than Optimus Prime. At least in G1.
Okay. That's a neat idea.
Okay, that's not me.
No. No, because in my opinion, the only reason why Rodimus could even be considered anything remotely a decent leader is because he constantly had Ultra Magnus telling him, look, dumbass, do this. The people are looking to you. Do this.
Yeah.
I like how we're having a battle between this.
I enjoyed Rodimus more. That's just me. I think Season 3 is some of the best stuff to come out of the original cartoon.
Oh, I agree with that. I totally agree. It's just Rodimus is fingernails on a chalkboard to me. He's honestly, okay, for me, if you enjoy watching it because of him, good for you. I am not putting that down. I don't want to take that away from you. To me, he's fingernails on a chalkboard. He's such a whiny bitch.
I like Rodimus, but I really enjoy stuff with Optimus when he gets snarky. I like snarky Optimus when like when he's like in the episode when he's in the episode where like they're trying to catch him, and then I think Blitzwing and someone else get caught in Blitzwing and Astrotrain get caught in a trap, and he just looks back and he goes, "Look, a booby trap that actually catches boobs," and he just walks away. And I'm like, that's the Optimus I like.
That sounds like a great Optimus. Why can't I see more of that guy?
He's not in the
Optimus with no fucks. I love it.
Optimus gives a lot of fucks in the comics, though. Oh my god, everyone hates Optimus Prime in the comics. He is more of a villain than Megatron now to a lot of people.
Oh no, that sounds like what Marvel does with Scott.
Well, Optimus Prime, after the war ended, a lot of people didn't want him there because they felt he was just as responsible for everything that happened as Megatron. And so he was kind of exiled. And after a while, he came back. He took some people to Earth. And then right before Optimus Prime started, he was like, yeah, hey, Earth, you're like part of our galactic council now. You don't get a say in this. And they were like, what the fuck, Optimus? You can't just do that. And he's like, yes, I can. You're part of us now. And everyone was like, oh. So people of Earth don't like him.
Well, that's it. You took away all their shit. Like, dude, Optimus, we helped keep you safe from the Decepticons and all that shit.
The humans didn't. The humans actually gave up the Autobots quite a lot in the IDW comics. The IDW comics are very different from everything else. The humans very much dislike the Transformers.
Why do they hate them? They're giant fucking robots that kick ass. I'd be all like, oh, hell yeah.
I don't know. If half your population was murdered by giant robots, would you like them?
Okay, fine,
Well,
you're right.
yes, because they're still cool. It doesn't change that.
You know
It
what?
depends on the
I
population.
like that. I like that.
She's such a genius. Yeah, I would totally probably be okay with that after a while, because, giant robots.
Exactly. Well,
I would
look
highly
at how much
recommend,
property
though-
damage Gundams inflict, and we
That
still
is
love
very
them.
true. But I would highly recommend reading All Hail Megatron. It is very good. I need to give you a reading list, Nerd Wonder. That is what I need to give you.
Please do.
Reading list. Reading lists are always good.
And
Give it
I know
to
you
all-
don't. I know you don't like his art in Renew Your Vows that much, but Nick Roche's art
Hmm.
in the Wreckers books is amazing, and it makes me kind of. It makes me sick.
I don't want him to get angry at me. What if he's watching right now?
Nick Roche isn't watching, and if he is, hi Nick Roche, I love your work. If you want to work together sometime, hey.
Good work. His work. Now he won't be that mad that I did not like his work. I mean, it's better than Levels. Brian Levels looked terrible. I'm sorry. You drew kids like turnips.
Is that like Cabbage Patch Kids?
I mean, it doesn't. It looks like what? Well, I mean, you have to look at issue 11 and 12 of Renew Your Vows, and I'm like, you. This is a series about children, and you can't draw children. You need to get out.
I
And
love
like
it when my kids look like turnips.
like, just look at how he draws Normie Osborn. Normie Osborn looks like a turnip, and I don't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but that kid and Brian Level drew Normie like a turnip, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, everything looks wrong.
Yeah, I'm loving that picture you're doing, Nerd Wonder.
Oh, thank you. It's a Autobot, because Autobots are cool, or it's a Decepticon. I don't know. I just was drawing one, and I'm like, I forget how they look, and then I'm like, I'll draw what I recall.
I mean, they all look like robots.
Yeah, the robots.
What do you? I want to know what Donna means by that. What do you mean is Transformers inclusive enough? Please elaborate. No, because I want to know what she means. RC was a dude in the comics, Maxo, and that is a very interesting background, which I have a video done for that. I just never put it up.
Tell me when you put it up. I want to watch that.
I think I have like slightly more editing to do. It really goes in depth with like the gender of Transformers and stuff, like at least the history of how they handled it, because I made it after DNC talked about
the trans.
Yeah.
The Transformer.
I went into it about that, and because I thought he tore that book apart for all the wrong reasons. So he just looked at like the transgender thing and like kind of tore it apart for that. But if you know about Transformers, it makes sense in universe. So
well, they were essentially genderless, and they made RC female as kind of an ambassador.
No, that wasn't why they made her female, actually.
Oh, okay.
Sporkman Studios has it right. RC was a failed experiment by a scientist. He was like, I like old Cybertron. Old Cybertron had tits. Let's reintroduce tits into this. And he took RC,
AWs hate that though.
mucked with her, and then she became like female, and then everyone was like, this is interesting. Has there ever been female primes? Yes, there has been. Solus Prime is a female herself. Caminus actually bases their society off of her. So, but Solus Prime is actually one of the cooler ones in my opinion. She's like the one that makes all the weapons for the primes. And in the Aligned continuity, she gets murdered by Megatronus, who in a fit of rage murders her. It's like he fell in love with her, but ended up murdering her. That's kind of the story.
Why? Because she said no?
No, because she like made a weapon for one of the other primes that could disable his or something. I can't remember.
Oh,
but
I thought it was like some soy boy. Like,
no, he approached her because like she was turning against him and stuff, and something happened. I think like she was reaching for her hammer, and he took it as an attack and kind of just shot her.
Okay.
So if I remember that correctly.
Okay, that's understandable slightly, I guess.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, there's all different continuities. Like I've said, everything in Transformers is canon. It's a matter of what continuity you're reading.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, because like the Burger King's commercials have their own continuity.
What?
And stuff.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, no, that's how it works. Everything ever made for Transformers is canon. As long as it's official, it is canon.
Like, even the movies.
Yes, everything is canon. It's not all in the same continuity. That's how it works in Transformers. There's different continuities, not a singular canon.
That means some fan fictions are canon?
No, that doesn't mean any fan fictions are canon. It's only canon if it's officially published by something that Hasbro's like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yes, even KISS players are canon, and we don't talk about that, Smaxo.
Yes?
So you're
Even though it's canon, you don't talk about it.
We don't talk about KISS players. We don't talk about KISS players.
Is it like when you're talking about Tenchi Muyo and we don't mention Tenchi in Tokyo?
You just don't mention KISS players because, let's just say, Little Girls and Transformers doesn't make for a good manga.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You ever seen Megatron with a dick for a tongue? It's pretty interesting.
Wow, interesting is a word, yes.
Yeah. So don't Google it. Like,
oh, now you put down the gauntlet on that one.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I already started
if you want.
Googling it.
I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just warning you. Do not Google KISS players.
Okay, I already Googled it.
Oh no.
What does it look like?
I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks like
Should I-
anime girls kissing
Should I
robots.
share it?
It is. That's how they got their powers.
Transformers.
That's how they got their powers. Little girls would kiss their faces and they would gain powers.
That's weird.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, look at this. There's like a bunch of lollies.
Someone said Megatron is a sexy trap.
I'm gonna check this shit out.
Oh
What
no, what
the
have I done?
Oh,
What have I-
Starscream's got 2 honeys on him.
Oh no, what have I done?
Oh, we're sharing this.
I'm gonna be. Oh, this is how I get kicked out of the Transformers community. Oh no.
We're not sharing the bad.
I'm staying
Oh,
innocent from
maybe
that.
Not, maybe not. Wow, this is getting the hentai.
Don't do it on the
Wow.
stream. Really, don't do it on the stream.
This was Japan.
Yeah.
This is some amazing shit right here.
That's stuff for Transformers though. In Transformers Legends, they just revealed that Transformers have buttholes.
Oh,
What?
wow.
We didn't
A Transformers pony kiss girl.
Is it
What?
a real butthole?
You
Or is it like
A Transformers and ponies.
Don't look at that. That's not an actual
Oh.
thing. But don't look at that. That's probably awful. To be
Yeah.
clear, there is no official Transformers hentai warranted by Takara or Hasbro. It just borders on it at times.
hentai. This looks
Maybe-
like hentai at point.
perhaps it's not official, but perhaps they spread it around because hentai sells more Transformers.
I
I
mean,
think.
Chris, this is like I could understand it, like, but with little girls, why not just like if you're gonna go that way?
Apparently, I don't think they were high schoolers in the story. They were high schoolers in the story, but just drawn as lolicons for some reason.
Yeah, that's like really disturbing. You want to know what? We're gonna show one picture
No.
to the masses. No, it's an okay one. It's an okay one. We're gonna show
No,
It's not the
it will
one-
never
it's not
be
the one with
okay.
the-
Nothing is okay.
Oh no.
just a kiss. It's going
Oh, that
kiss.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's
I don't
it's
like
fine.
Rodimus
Okay, guys,
anymore.
this is what you have to witness. This is a ship. This is what Tumblr does.
That isn't what Tumblr does. Tumblr is so I follow a bunch of Transformers artists on Tumblr from the community because they all do amazing work. And you play a game of roulette doing that. And I clicked on someone's Tumblr once, and the first thing I saw was IDW Drift holding a Robocock in his hand. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep now. So
No more.
that's what you'll find in that's what you'll find on the darker side of the Transformers community.
Dude, that's anywhere on Tumblr. I like to look at Spider-Man
true.
art. Do you know what'll happen if one person learns about Deadpool?
It's
Yeah.
different though. It's different though when it's like asexual robots having dicks in their hands.
Hey, come on. Very sexual robot. Anything can happen.
American Swordfish is like, they don't believe me. Well, you don't have to believe me. Just know it's out there, and just know that there is a big portion of
truth
the
is out
Transformers
there.
community that likes to talk about which Transformer is the most handsome. And I'm like, you can talk about that, but when you start drawing them with dicks, that goes a little too far.
Do you play Overwatch? Or
I
you
do
know
play
Overwatch?
Overwatch on occasion.
I play Overwatch. And there's this, and you remember Genji?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
There was a point in time my feed was every other post was Genji with a dick doing something.
Exactly.
No.
It's called porn.
It's not the same thing.
It's
It's
art,
called porn,
guys.
and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, it's art.
Here,
I don't
I'm
think
gonna get the
it's
little
porn.
blushy marks and like little stars. This is gonna be so
Oh my
kawaii
God.
as fuck.
Just go back to drawing your Decepticon, please. Jesus. Oh God. What have I done?
Are you sure you wanted to be on with us tonight?
No, it's all
Look
good.
what
Trust
you've
me.
done to us.
Here, it's gone. It's gone. There you go. And look, he's totally into it. He's like, hey. But
Ay.
Oh man, I like that Transformer drawing though. That's pretty cool.
thank
I
you.
like that design.
I just made it up.
Well, it's a good design.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, so Transformers is interesting. So I am
Yes,
actually,
it is.
because you wanted me to do this Nerd Wonder, and a couple people agree with you. I recently got brought on to a channel called Nerdy Geek Talk. I do
Yeah.
a couple podcasts on there, but I was asked if I wanted to do a series of my own. And I said, well, I want to keep my reviews to my channel, but I can do the different Transformers like stories on there. Like, because you want to know, like, oh, what's the Wreckers? Where's Optimus in this? So I'm going to do videos detailing where those characters are and where their story has been. So I'm going to do like a history of the Wreckers video, history of Optimus, history of Megatron, history of the, like Humans 101 and stuff, like, and how they all relate to the current comics, because you said you have no idea how any of this works.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would like
that is what I will be doing
I'd love to
sometime in
learn.
the future.
I'll definitely go watch that. That's so like an awesome thing.
So yes, there is that. If anyone else would like to bring up a different topic so we can get off this Transformers hentai, I'd be fine with it.
Video games, because we also wanted to talk about video games
We
today.
did.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, and then I said we have to save it for the stream, guys, because everybody here, I'm pretty sure, plays at least one video game.
Not me. No, I actually did buy one though. Back when Iron Man came out, the movie. I actually have the Iron Man for the computer game, but I've never. I tried playing it once, and because I get motion sick with certain computer moves, I couldn't play it, and that's the only one I've ever really tried to play. Recently.
Okay, we
I
need to
gotcha.
find you a better game, because I heard that game sucks anyway. Maybe you would like the fighter game where you could play Tony Stark and he punches everybody, and you could team up with Rhodey and then punch everybody, and it's just a fighting
Punching
game.
is the best, isn't it?
What?
Said punching is the best in a video game, isn't it?
Yeah,
it would have to be a computer game because I do not have any
Marvel
of the
vs.
gaming.
Capcom.
I have no gaming consoles.
PC Master Race.
Yep. It's okay, because that's actually the perfect thing. Because Marvel vs. Capcom they brought it out. Don't get the new one though. The new one sucks. There's older versions that I believe Rhodey and Iron Man are in them. All Marvel vs. Capcoms have Iron Man though.
Yeah.
So you can be Iron Man, and if you get the super old ones, which I think are also on the computer, you can get Wolverine and Scott and Storm. And who else was in there? Spider-Man and Venom? I don't know, but they
Venom
have like
was in 2.
Okay, Venom was in 2, so you can play Hulk. Hulk's in there, and you get to punch each other with with other anime video game characters like Mega Man.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It's my childhood.
But yeah, those are always good games to look out for. I also recommend Skullgirls. Skullgirls is a great fighting game.
Skullgirls is really good, and you keep beating me on that when we play.
Yeah. Yeah, we played a while back, didn't we?
Yeah, we played a while back on that.
And I think I murdered you.
Yeah, I suck. I'm not very good at fighting games, but I like them.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tells about me. But actually, we all know a good computer game, don't we? Like, I know Monster Mandy knows a really good one.
My
Oh,
Final
God.
Fantasy 14.
Oh,
I don't know. I like MMORPGs.
I thought she was going to say Doki Doki.
Yeah, I thought so too.
That's why I went, oh God, no.
My mind, like, because I haven't played it.
You let EVS to go play Doki Doki.
Oh, that makes me so proud. I didn't even.
He was
know.
like, I'm gonna go play Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm like, Mandy, what have you done?
Oh,
I know that was
Hey.
you.
And there's Adana.
Everybody needs to have Monica in their lives.
Okay, I'll check this Hey. game out.
oh hey,
Hey, guys.
Donna.
It's
Donna.
been a while.
Donna,
The other
I
day-
miss you.
I
Donna,
missed you too. I think
missed
like
the
last week my
Transformers
husband
porn.
was like, you're not talking to Nerd Wonder anymore, or you're not going to live streams anymore. Why? I'm not hearing Nerd Wonder voice anymore. I was like, yeah, it's been a while.
We haven't done this since last year, you realize.
Sorry?
Oh my god.
We haven't done this since last year.
Yeah, it's been a year. Yeah,
This is
wow.
the first stream I've been on since last November, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
We missed you too.
Yeah, I missed you too.
We love you.
It's been
Okay.
ever.
This is a good way to start it off. And
It really is. Talking about Transformers hentai, yes.
yeah. Oh, you missed that. Okay,
Yeah.
Donna, we're gonna show you. Check this shit and check this out.
I think Donna saw it on the chat.
He says so.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, I saw it when I was on the chat. Like,
Oh
Okay.
god, we don't need to see it again, please.
No,
No.
please do not. Not
Okay,
again.
It's gone.
No,
It's gone.
no.
It's gone.
And that's
Is
how
this
the
worse
Harem
than
stream channel got
Boku no
shut
Pico?
down.
Oh
is
god.
this worse
Why
than
did you
Boku
bring
no
that up?
Pico?
No, because Boku no Pico was all traps.
No, wait, no, they beat each other. So yeah, it's gay.
Well,
Oh, guys.
I think a long time ago, Boku no Pico would have been good yaoi. I'm pretty
Oh my
sure.
god, you're right.
That was probably the only mainstream yaoi. I wouldn't even consider it mainstream yaoi, but it was the only known yaoi, I'd say. Now we have Yuri on Ice, even though it's called Yuri.
It's not Yuri. Okay, Yuri on Ice is not yaoi. It's called cock block extraordinaire. Because that's
Exactly.
yaoi. We had gravitation when I was growing up. Okay, so
Okay, can you say it again? Wait, it's a cocky what?
it's called. I call it cock blocks or us because
Oh
the
my
whole
god.
entire series is kind of like they're kind of implying they're gay, except they never go fully through with it. Even though there's 1,001 like yaois that are already released in that country that do go all the way, and so it's like it's kind of like the enticing idea that they could be gay, but they don't show us anything. So it's
I think
like
that's one of the best
So
marketing
it's
things they ever
almost
did for that
like,
show.
It's almost like the zodiac of the zodiac nights on the scene that they are on the Aquarius, I think, house, and then Yoga is hugging Andromeda because like I think I like the swan. I don't know the names in English, but they like he was freezing and then Andromeda just hugged him, and Andromeda is a boy and he has a armor that's pink and he looks pretty much like a girl. I don't know if you guys have seen this anime.
I have not.
it's yeah,
It's
right?
really old.
Knights
But
of the Zodiac.
yeah,
Yeah, they brought it over to the United States.
It's Senseiya. Sorry, Senseiya.
Oh yeah, that's Saint Seiya over here, right?
Yeah.
Senseiya. Yeah.
It's we know it though in America it was called Knights of the Zodiac for a while.
Yeah.
It was,
But,
okay, because the Japanese name is Senseiya.
Yeah.
In Brazil and I think probably Mexico or South America is like the Knights of the Zodiac. But
Yeah, we called it over here too.
yeah, like the first season they were going up all the Zodiac houses, and then Yoga, which was a swan, like he was a swan armor. His master was the Aquarius guy, but he was like, bad at the time, and then he hit him with like ice, and then he was freezing to death. And the other knight, Andromeda one, was like, oh, I'm gonna hug you and I'm gonna warm you with my body because I'm so warm. Like, yeah, this is pretty gay.
Come on, guys.
Super
It's great.
good.
I mean, I put it like this. I'd say them not going full gay, like full yaoi in Yuri on Ice is probably one of the best marketing things they ever did, because then the series just became, oh my god, when are they gonna bang? Oh my god, when are they gonna bang? So everyone keeps tuning in to see when they're gonna bang.
Actually,
You
that is-
capture an audience that way. If you tease people a little, they'll stick around.
Until
That
we
is-
realize they're all straight.
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
It's like that.
We keep it-
What was it? That joke reality TV show somebody said, where it's like we get a buttload of people in there that are all straight, but they have to pretend to be gay to win $1 million. And so they're all supposed to find out who's the non-gay one out of it all, but they're all straight, just pretending to be gay.
That
Is that a thing?
great.
No, it's just like it was an idea somebody had for a reality TV show. It was like, and then we say, but one of them's straight, and you got to find out which one's straight. So but in reality, they're all straight people. And
Is it a thing that men still pretend they're gay, so they turn into like your best friend just to fuck you, or it's not a thing anymore?
I thought that was just a thing in Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
No, it's exactly something.
Have you guys had people do that to you?
It's actually a joke. It's a thing that really does happen. Apparently, like there's a ton of comedians and other people that do it because they think it like girls will get turned on to them because they're gay, so they'll pretend to be gay.
Oh my god, bro, that's not how that works. If you tell them you're gay, then they're not gonna want to fuck you because you're gay. That's not how that works.
Some women have this thing that they like women. Like I can say that by myself, like for myself, that we have this thing that we think that we can fix men.
Oh.
And having a guy that's gay, it's like a whole project.
I can't tell if that's like saying gay people need to be fixed or like just women are really fucked up at times.
Some are.
Well, the thing is that I'm pretty sure the more likely possibility is that they want said gay friend to go with another guy and then watch. And that would be really weird if one of them isn't gay.
What kind of conversation am I having?
I don't know. We'll go back to video game.
That's the thing. You sign up for this. This is what we do with everyone.
I do know that some coworkers of my husband's, when he was like, just out of college, he was working for a Kinko's, and he was at the Kinko's in the gay section of town here in San Diego called Hillcrest. And apparently there were two beautiful men who worked there, and there was a woman who was the manager who wanted to pay these two men who fuck each other, and she would watch, and she would hound them during work hours to fuck each other so that she could watch.
That sounds illegal.
Yeah.
That is illegal.
That's a perf.
Oh yeah, very illegal. But that didn't stop the people at the Kinko's from doing weird shit.
Hey man, things get kinky at Kinko's. All I'm saying.
Oh god. Okay, next topic.
Who wants to talk about the next video game?
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yes. Say it correctly.
I said it correctly because you said if I called it Fighter Z, you'd kill me. So
I didn't say that. Come on.
Yeah,
I thought you said you would be dead to him.
Yeah. But that would make me sad.
Everyone keeps calling it Fighter Z, even though it's clearly one word.
But it has a Z, so poor literacy is not cool.
What's the name? It's Fighter? It's
Fighters.
Like singular?
Dragon Ball Fighters with a Z at the end instead of an S.
It just came out and people...
So Fighter Z.
Yeah, okay. Remember the original Marvel vs. Capcom that actually was good? That we keep telling Mariana?
No, this isn't like Marvel vs. Capcom. This is like Guilty Gear.
Animation. I meant the old school animation style. The style reminds you of old school, really good Marvel vs. Capcom.
Does it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got that cool, like, animation, 2D kind of feel in the proper ways with a lot of colors and explosions and the movements.
It's not the same kind of 2D as Marvel vs. Capcom. This is 2.5D, and it's done...
Yeah. No, but I mean the animation was movement of 2D. Like, I miss the 2D elements because then I'm seeing the new Marvel vs. Capcom and they're all like 3D, but it looks like just a regular old generic fighter.
Oh, no.
And it was like, no.
You know that the models in Fighters are all 3D models, right? They're not 2D models.
I know. And that, but I'm saying that they captured a 2D kind of fluid mode.
I gotcha. All right. Because I thought you were saying the models were 2D because people thought they were because of the color on them. People thought they were all 2D because of how the color's done.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I do know that they're not. They're 3D, except they do a great art style cell shading that keeps it together, which I think they should have done with Marvel vs. Capcom because it would have kept the original art style and feel alive. and it would have done so much better. But no, let's make really ugly Chun-Li and give you a really sucky storyline. Oh, and take away the X-Men.
Well, that's all licensing rights.
Yeah, I don't care. Capcom sucks and they're dead to me.
Yes, Frogganster Yamcha is good in fighters. I would argue he is one of the best melee fighters in that game because his melee combos are off the charts. So
Spike said there's a lack of black, Muslim, and gay on the new Dragon Ball game, so it's pretty homophobic and racist. And I agree. I'm not it.
Right?
Fighters is great, honestly. If you haven't got it and you're questioning it, I highly recommend it. The story mode is ass, sadly.
Is it a computer game?
No, it's on the computer, yes. It is actually #1 selling right now on Steam.
Okay. How much is it?
60, I'm assuming. Yamcha does have the iconic death pose, but only if you defeat him with Nappa on a certain map. They have these things called dramatic finishes in the game.
Is it only for not Mac?
It's PS4.
No, I have a
Xbox
PC.
One.
It's for everything except for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
Everyone wants it on the Switch.
What?
Oh, yeah,
You guys are rich. It's $80. 80
Nah, that's gotta be
That's
gotta be the special version.
Right.
That's gotta be the special version.
It's $60 for just
Yeah, no, it's the normal price of the game.
Yeah, they
It's
want to do it for
$40
$80.
for
Are you
DLC.
like that sounds like Battlefront Jip.
There's a $60 version, a $95 version, and a $110 version.
I'm guessing that's for
Okay,
the
so there's
special
a
editions or whatever that nobody
Yeah.
Pass.
I would say though that it is definitely worth the $60. I will find myself playing it. They are trying to fix some issues right now with matchmaking, but yeah, they are. There's stuff.
So
happening.
for Americans, it's $60.
Yes,
Yep,
but I'm
Americans
not
is
American. I don't live in America.
That's
I
why.
live in Canada.
Yeah,
So
It's
Canadians
Canada?
just
you Canadians and your
Sorry?
inflation.
Wait, don't inflate that shit.
this is all Trudeau's. This is all Trudeau's fault. I hate Trudeau.
You always hate Trudeau.
That's socialist. That's socialist.
Oh no,
Wait.
we're getting done onto politics. Oh God.
Don't talk. You're young for it.
That's
I'm eating
socialist.
Girl Scout
Canada gets
cookies
as
right
for
now.
game prices.
I wish.
Donna, do you get Girl Scout cookies in Canada?
What cookies?
Girl Scout cookies.
The fact she said what makes me think no.
I don't know. It's a socialist country. But we'll soon be like Venezuela.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
God, I hope not.
Don't say that.
Damn.
We'll soon be like Venezuela.
I love you though. All right.
Big point is blaming the conservatives. Oh God, no. No. It's just Canada politics. It's just no one cares.
No one cares about Canadians have politics.
we still have to pay taxes to the Queen, so.
Yes, that's true. You do. Wow, that's some serious taxation without representation. You know what we did when that happened?
I have to like go through the whole how do you say, like, the immigration process, and then like the last step is get the Canadian citizenship, which is like singing the anthem, which is like 4 lines.
Oh, Canada.
Is that it? Is that all you have to do, and then you're a citizen of Canada?
And then I have to pledge I can't English today. The thing for the Queen, like I have to say that I honor the Queen. I have to say a whole pledge that's to swear that I will defend the Queen in Canada.
Wait,
But there is no Queen of Canada.
I mean, I know that episode of South Park, but I thought it was a lie.
No,
it's
that's true.
no, it's true.
Yeah, they
It's
do
true.
pledge allegiance to the Queen, who has no say over them anymore.
Yeah.
But hey,
Well, America
Come on. The whole wedding, it's a thing here. Like there's like people that was like the first wedding, the royal wedding. People were crazy about it. There was like a lot of merchandising related to it. Like cups.
There's literally why Stealth made an episode based around that.
And they were streaming live on TV in the middle of the night, and people were waking up at 2 a.m. to watch the royal wedding on TV in 2010.
My mom was one of them.
That was a thing.
Pledge loyalty to Tim Hortons. I like that.
I hate Tim Hortons. I hate them.
Donna, you're not a real Canadian.
No.
I'm not. I like the things because they're cheap, but every time I go there, there's someone that has a worse English than I do, and they can't understand that I asked for a medium or a small. Oh, we only have medium. Okay. But
Would
you
you
asked
like
for
a
a small.
venti
And
or-
I'm like,
I know what the heck.
it's just, making my day just worse than,
Oh, Donna, don't be that way. You would love Canada. There's probably wonderful things in Canada.
It's snowy, like a lot.
Yeah, it's better than Brazil.
Yeah, there you go. As long as that makes you happy. I'm just trying to find positives in the situation. Try not to hate on anybody in this country right here. Because everybody hates on mine, and I don't understand. And I don't do a lot, so I'm like, guys, I know America has a lot of fucking problems, but
No, America is great. To be honest, I've been there. It's a really nice place. I've been to New York, and a lot of people say that, in New York, people are really, really, not polite, and they are they have their noses
about that.
And I went there, and all the people that I met, from store, not from the store, people from stores thought that I was Mexican, so they kept talking to me in Spanish. And I was like, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, people
can you
assume
please
that.
English to me? Can you talk American to me?
American. I don't speak English. I only speak American.
American.
I can't tell what your accent is. Try speaking American. It's the only language I know.
People in
I was in
Oh
the
my
stores. I went to stores, and they were like, they were talking in Spanish with me. I was like, sorry,
Yeah,
I know I'm a little
happens
bit
a lot.
tan.
Sorry, I don't
yeah,
know what
I'm
you
not-
want.
No, I'm not saying that I'm racist. I'm just saying that I don't speak Spanish, even though I look like someone from Mexico. I'm not.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mom. People used to think she was Chinese, and then other Chinese people would talk to her in Chinese.
Well then.
That's neat.
I just had one fun interaction in New York, and that's really it. School trip to the 9/11 museum, and this guy, as we're coming off the subway, says to my friend Khalil, the one black kid in the group, the entire group, he goes, "The white man will die by the sword," and we all start laughing. Oh my god! Even Khalil's like, Jesus Christ! We all were dying. As we're getting off the subway, walking up the stairs to see the sun again, this guy's just like, "The white man will die by the sword," and he's like yelling at Khalil, what are you doing associating with him?
That's crazy.
You have fun interactions everywhere you go.
Oh, it's so interesting. Well, New York is very a colorful and interesting place. I was born there, so I usually wind up going back once and every so often. My college was doing we actually drove up there because they had a big exhibit up in their art show in their museum. So our school was like, pay $50 and we'll let you in. But they dropped us off by a peep show, and I didn't know those people existed. It was like $1.50 peep show, and I'm just like, yeah, this is my town.
You should have taken part. Come on.
Oh.
Get a look at the peep show.
Yeah, our teacher was there, and midterms was right around the corner. I didn't want
I gotcha.
I want my grades going down just because of this girl decided to go and see some dirty action. As well up there, I found out. Don't ask how I know. and
It's
the
just
pink-
you say people don't like America. It's just it's bullshit. America has given so many stuff that we like. If it weren't for America, we wouldn't have the comics that we have, the heroes that we have in the movies.
yeah,
Very
and a lot of
true.
really cool video games and sci-fi and storytelling.
I guess.
Yeah,
No, I don't think so. my country, we had movies before the dictatorship, and then during that period, it's like the movie industry just died, and then most of the things we were getting were from America. Otherwise, like we would have only the novellas, which is just crap. Glorifies people being sketchy and this kind of behavior. Like if you Google that, there's like literally, I hate that. I hate that this is the music that's being like exported from Brazil. You probably must have heard of her. There's this girl, Anita. There's one video clip that shows like her womb. Like you can see inside her womb.
Sounds like my kind of movie.
What?
No, it's not. It's not a movie. She's a singer.
Oh.
What?
Like she's just like she's just like the whole video clip. She's like just twerking. It's just horrible. Like this is not what I want my country to be. I don't want my country to be exporting whores, because that way is like me in another country and people coming to me and thinking that I'm the same slut that she is.
Okay, I got a question for you. Which one would you rather have exported to America? That girl or Justin Bieber? Because you now officially live in both of those countries that exported them.
Bieber is, to be honest, like it's much better than her, really, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I can show you like the video clip after. Like she's on MTV and everything.
The Biebs win.
What is it?
Yeah, so it's like the camera goes really close to her vagina, so you can see things going up.
Guys, just remember, there's hella thoughts in every
country.
country, bro. There's hella thoughts in every country.
It's always a thought.
There are thoughts.
This is not the culture that we have there. Like I have from some Canadian friends that they were having a book club, and they were like, "Oh, you have to join our book club," and I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" What book are you reading? Oh, The Alchemist. I was like, "You're fucking kidding me, right?"
Oh, come on. My mom read The Alchemist.
Oh, The Alchemist is in The Alchemist where there was a kid? Is that The Alchemist where there was a kid?
That's no, it's about this Brazilian guy that goes on a spiritual thing, and then it's just crap. This guy is really, really bad.
Is that the one where there were two eagles in the sky and he was looking at them like two birds? Is that the one where there's a scarab or whatever?
Like there's so many good writers in Brazil that I read when I was a teenager, and there's like, so many good books. And this is what it gets exported. This crap book about a guy who writes over and over the same thing, and he doesn't even have an editor because he thinks it's so good that he doesn't even need an editor.
Sounds like a Marvel book.
Ugh.
Sounds very narcissistic.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Did
be
he
honest.
at least like get it right at least once? If he writes the same thing over and over again, is there at least one of his books that he gets it like right, or is it just their constant working drafts that he publishes?
Yeah, it's just the same crap all over again, all the time.
You can you can't slam your brick wall. You can't slam your hand to a brick wall, right? So
yeah.
I mean, there's always a crappy writer in every country. Like we have Stephanie Myers, and Japan has Mermaid Sword Art Online.
You have Sidney Sheldon.
Who's Stephanie Myers?
Twilight.
Oh no, I would argue the woman who wrote 50 Shades of Grey is worse, but she made.
Well,
I will defend the first book for this reason and this reason only. It was fanfic she wrote on her 15-minute commute. It was never intended for public consumption. It was never intended for anything other than fun. And for some reason, her publisher decided to put it out there as was.
Man, guys.
Yeah, there.
So I defend her on that point only. The other books, no, there's no excuse.
Wait, are we talking about Twilight or 50 Shades?
50 Shades. 50 Shades was originally her Twilight fanfic.
And Twilight is a fanfic of True Blood. And True Blood is its own thing.
Is it or is it fanfic?
People were like, True Blood's about these vampires from the South. I'm like, I want to watch a bunch of vampires that drink beer all day and watch NASCAR and sit in their little pickup trucks that have the Confederate flag on them. No, none of that. And I was very disappointed because I wanted to hear them with their heavy accents.
You should write that story. Go for it. I would love to see that.
You are now tasked by the cosmos to do said thing.
Yeah. Hey guys. You know the
What?
way.
Yeah.
Redneck vampire.
Mandy.
I don't know the way. I don't know the way.
Do you know the way?
The
Do you
way?
know the way? I don't know the way.
Hey, you,
I know the way. I'm the
We've
queen.
evolved into Knuckles memes. Oh,
I am the
that meme is dead. That meme should be dead.
It's dead.
So last week.
love you.
So last week.
That meme burned so bright that it eventually just killed itself, essentially.
No, it didn't. Polygon tried to kill it. That's what's keeping it alive because Polygon's like, it's just as racist as Pepe, and everybody's like, I
But
gotta
then,
check
like,
this
it's dying because people are like using it for money, and since Knuckles meme is free, you know.
Yeah.
What about the spaghetti one? Everyone's like, Knuckles is so racist, but not the spaghetti one. I'm like, they're both just as racist interpretations of the place.
No, they're not. The guy that made it, he was really happy. The guy that made it, the movie.
Yeah. It's
he was
Yeah, no,
like,
I know.
oh, my movie is just exploding right now. Everybody is getting so much attention.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, if you're gonna judge two things for being racist, look at everything and not just one thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's what I call hypocrisy, and I hate hypocrites. They're the worst kind of people. It might be why I hate myself a little, but hey,
You're just
No, that's not. You hate yourself.
that isn't why I hate myself. I hate myself for reading Lost Light.
How about we get your mind off the light slide a bit more and we talk about other video games? Because somebody was talking about Warhammer earlier.
Or Warframe.
Warframe!
Warframe.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
It has
No, Warframe. Warframe is awesome, and as I brought up earlier, they just recently did an update where, like, you know, not only are all of their textures better and all of their level designs so much cooler, but I didn't get into this last time. They've created an entire section that's very Warcraft, where you go down into like this marketplace and you do bartering, and you have a guy who, like, you know, very MMO style, like, has quests for you, and you go out into this huge field, and not only do you have your main quest that you do while you're out there, but you'll get like random encounters while you're out there too. It's so much fun, and then on top of that, you're playing a space ninja. How
That
can
sounds
you
pretty
not
cool.
have fun with that?
Space Ninjas sound awesome.
And like I said before, when we were talking off before we started recording, unlike a lot of free games where I kind of feel like they do the, you know, first bit is free and then they get you hooked and then you have to start, you know, paying them if you want to continue to play the game. The game's 100% free. Everything in the game you can eventually earn through gameplay. You don't have to pay money, and it's not hard to earn it. It just takes time. But if you wanted to pay them, you can, and it's actually worth it. It's going to a good cause as far as the game goes. So I highly recommend it.
All right.
That sounds really awesome.
I've been wanting to get into MMOs, to be honest.
You can't go wrong with Warframe. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, I've been playing for a little over a year now. The friends who got me into it have been playing since they first started a couple of years ago. It's well worth it.
Okay, guys, I gotta say this. I should have never went back. I actually noticed I kept the tab up for Transformers Kids. Now, like, what the fuck? There's somebody drew fan art. Like, I think it's an American kid. It's on DeviantArt. It's
No, stop. No, don't.
oh, I
No.
got the dick thing too.
No.
I won't show it, but
I'm glad my screen's not up so I can't see it.
okay, I won't do it. I won't do it because I don't want my, like, listen, I got banned once for showing a blank screen. I do not want to risk it again.
Oh god.
But I thought I should announce that. I'm sorry. It's over. We're not gonna talk about it no more. I'm gonna
No more.
But
do you guys see what they're talking in the chat about the Blizzard going over the social media feed of the people that uses their servers and just block them? Like you're not like banning them. Actually.
Wait, they banned them like Bungie does?
Based on their history on the internet, they are banning the players from the servers because of
what? Yeah. Why?
The guys are saying that it's like, well, because if you've been racist, like on Twitter, or if you've been misogynist, and, like
misogynist, joy. Yeah, that's what I totally need. Some SJW taking over.
What about the misandry?
Yeah. Well, this should be banned too. Like, to be honest, like I hate those women that goes like, you should kill your baby because if it discover it's a boy or something like that. This is true.
Do people really do that?
Whoa.
People do that.
They do.
They abort their fetuses if it's going to be a boy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked, isn't it?
That's so bad. Like
that's like sexist in the worst of ways.
I just have
committing murder.
It's like male baby thing, except
because you're not supposed like there's this woman that she has like I think I have talked about her before. She has like 2 sons and she rose them like to be like cucks, but they're not. So like she says that eventually every man, she can't even tell about her own children that they're going to be women haters and women beaters and rapists. So there are
the mother like that
for that. There are actually some women that advocate for the killing of male fetus.
Wow. Okay, we need to get your mind out of some dark places because now I worry about you, Donna.
This reminds me of a manga I used to read where there was
Warhammer, that or I'll bring back the Transformers sex woman.
No.
Yeah, we're going back.
Yeah, but some people are saying like here, like if you've been ever racist or against trans people, transphobic or homophobic on social media, like whether it's Twitter or Facebook, they are banning you from their servers.
It doesn't work the other way around.
I don't know people calling us racist and Nazis. Why aren't they banned?
It's like the issue is that everybody that they say is racist tend to be not. Like I swear, if Jordan Peterson tried to log on, I bet they'd ban his butt.
Yeah, and like let's look at the trans kids. I followed Mags and all of her friends, some of her friends, and they're so cisphobic and cis exclusive.
Wait, how do you know
I hear from most of the trans community they hate Mags because she's a trans trender or something.
Mags treated me with respect, so I have very little quarrel
Mags is
with
nice. I advocate for Mags.
Go you! I'm so happy then, Maroyasha. Because I did hear, you did tell me she's trying to turn over a new leaf. And then
I didn't say that. I knew nothing about her because she had me blocked. I think that was HP.
Okay. Somebody was talking about that they were happy that at least she's changing, and then she wrote something about who should I ruin, who's fandom today, and then we're all like, "Fuck you, asshole."
I don't know.
What was that about her bitching about writing for action figures?
Socialist. Right. She doesn't.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But this is like she's been asking for money on GoFundMe like so many times. Once was for bed bugs, the other time was for a new week, and then like man, if you're like a socialist, you don't go after asking people for money because you're all against the like those people work to get that money. It didn't came for free, so you're going against all the principles that they have worked for a capitalist industry and they're giving you money, and this is not the money that you should be given because you're against all the system throughout where they got this money.
Socialists want everything handed to them from other people that earn the money.
I put like this. All these people complain about writing for certain comics and doing all these jobs, and I'm like, well, then I'll just write it. Hand me pen and paper and all.
Yeah, like you want to say no? Oh my god, I don't know jack about Transformers, but I would write it, but secretly give it to Maroyasha, and then be like, he wrote it all. Look at him.
I'd be like, guys.
Spider-Man, I will fucking write it all day.
Exactly. You told me what you would do for like renew your vows or stuff with May Park, and I was like, that is great. I liked your ideas. I thought they were fun and cute.
Huh?
So.
Oh, speaking of the outside view of things, my husband just told me that a guy at work just told him about the petition about making Joker gay.
Oh,
yeah, I heard about that.
I heard that. I saw comments.
Let me explain this, guys, because I can explain this the best. Because you want to know what? I've been on Tumblr, and I'm gonna tell you this.
Poor child.
This is not an uncommon thing, and it will not pass. Because here's the deal. First of all, it's done by a bunch of straight women, and how can I tell? Because no gay LGBT person would want their mascot to be a serial killing psychopath. Because this is the other, and this is a trend though, and I specifically believe it's a bunch of straight white women, because I am a white woman, and I've seen my society of white people, of female white people, of specifically rich white girls who have daddy's money, tend to act this way for some fucking reason. So anyway, so they sit down, and they did this with they did this with 2 other characters. They did it with the Babadook and Pennywise.
Okay, but that Babadook one was pretty funny, though.
They wanted to ship them together, but here's the thing. The Babadook is a mother's impersonation of hatred towards her own child and her desire to murder him. And that personifies into a creation of her own that is just pretty much I thought it was a retarded movie anyway.
I found that's a litmus test for me on one of many litmus tests on females I don't need to have in my life if they think that mother is the hero of the film.
She wanted to kill it. No, it was a bitchy, awful. You want to know what? I was with a bunch of other people watching that movie, and we all hated it. And then the dad says, "Give me the child," and I heard in the back from one of my friends, "Do it." And that person works with tends to very, very very disabled children.
I mean, I put it like this,
room, and we're all
you find dumb people in every community. And like this, I saw a post like that in the Transformers stuff. Like someone was like, Kaon deserved better. And I'm like, Kaon's a character that literally murdered a lot of people in cold blood. They had a hit list. He was part of the people who abided by that hit list. And like everyone was, and like a bunch of people were like, oh my God, but he's such a nice character because when they killed his pet, he was super sad. And I'm like, but that pet was a spy they found in their ranks and forced to become their pet. They literally melted his mind so he would be their pet, and you still think he's a good character and deserve better? Bitch, you don't know how characters work.
Yeah, they're crazy. I mean, dude, I had a fight with somebody about Elfenlight about that. They're like, she only went crazy and murdered thousands of people because her puppy died. And I'm like, then she needs help. Okay, that's not.
Yeah, that's what therapy is for, not mass murder.
Yeah, it's
come on,
dude,
guys.
Everybody else is trying to help her, and she murders everyone. And she does not deserve anything, even because afterwards people are trying to help her, and she murders them all because of her stupid puppy. You want to know what? Good, because you're a little brat and you don't deserve anything. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person.
She tears that dude's eyes out and ends up impregnating him by doing that. Come on, guys. She's just trying to spread the word of gospel.
What the hell is this nightmares that we live in? But anyway.
That's Elfenlied for you. Just, hey guys, I can murder you and also impregnate you to the point where you have to cut your balls off. So that was...
That's what her mom did, right? Or something?
That was a good anime. That was a good manga. That was a very good manga. I loved Elfenlied.
Like with one of the dudes.
I was just sitting here and I'm like, that's a bitch, that's a hoe, that's a skank. That's
yeah, they are.
I think it was...
A lot of people
being misogynist.
I had a lot of fights with people
this is
about
slut shame.
No. The girls loved it for some stupid reason. I'm sitting here and I'm like, Mew is the most annoying character ever. And they're like, no,
thank you.
Yes, there. I like it better when she turned into the heartless person.
When she rips off that chick's head.
Was that her friend told her he would never forgive her or something like that? And I was like, thank you. You can't forgive her. No, he was conflicted, but the best version of it, because Dead Man Wonderland did a version of that where it's like revealed in the end, or like he learns that she killed like like 3 of his best friends and stuff, and he goes up to her and he says, "I still love you, but I hate what you did. You will never like I can't forgive you for that. I'm sending you to jail." And like he fights her and sends her to prison and shit because of it. And I'm like, there we go, because he's like, I love you, I still care for you as my friend, but you murdered my other friends, and I can't forgive that. And I was like, thank you for being rational.
Guys, though, best anime of 2018 though. Devilman Crybaby. Come on now.
Yes. OMG. Well, there could be better.
Question. That's just rude, buddy. Come on now.
Okay, they're talking about Killing Joke now. Now, that had the quote, woman in the refrigerator thing going on.
Yeah.
What about men in refrigerators? Let's discuss that.
Does that exist?
Rhodey!
At one point.
Rhodey.
My baby.
Quite a few. You know,
Well,
Peter Parker's Dignity.
Bucky's one of the most famous.
Bucky. Can you
was.
count those guys? Yeah, they were
you can-
killed.
Exactly.
Most a shit ton of the X-Men.
Yep.
Who else? Rhodey again, because I will never forgive them for that.
How about anybody who ever died and then came back? How about that?
Oh,
Yeah. So that includes, I
Rhodey,
guess.
well, Bucky came back.
Oh, hey,
everybody.
rewind.
But he was killed beforehand for stupid reasons, because they like to state that Gwen was killed off for stupid reasons, and I'm like, no, she was killed off because she was kind of a bitch. They did not know what to do with her, and I like to convince myself. Like I watched a bit of Gundam, and I swear to God, if there was a Gundam character that was like her, it would be Flay from
Relena?
Gundam Seed. Nah, it's
Oh, which
Flay.
one?
Flay from Gundam Seed, the screaming one. It's identical.
Oh,
The whole entire story is identical. So she's a little privileged bitch. She's slightly racist, which I think Gwen was.
one?
I haven't fully read the
Yeah.
story, but she was supporting a white supremacist.
Yeah.
I'd
Which
like to
one did
put
they-
Relena Peacecraft in that comparison too, because oh my freaking god, I wanted her dead when I was in high school. I knew girls who made, I'm not shitting you, a voodoo doll of Relena Peacecraft, and every time she would shriek, they would stab it.
That was like the greatest shit ever. But yeah, so Flay has a father of high standing, just like Gwen's. And then that father dies in an accident where they blame the main character for, and will never forgive them for, even though they had they couldn't stop it, and nor were they really at fault for it.
Mm.
And then they die.
Well, death's a way to avoid forgiveness.
Okay, another way to trigger Nerd Wonder here with Talia raping Bruce. Did Dan
Bruce gets raped a lot.
Did
Okay.
Dan Slott write that?
No. What?
I don't know who wrote it. I think they later on, from what I know, is that they said that Damien was his son, and then they never really like figured out how that happened, and then somebody just decided, well, he would never really willingly sleep with her.
But
Oh God, I think that's what happened, and they were like, "Oh shit!" And then they realized so they wrote it in. They're like, "Yeah, he was raped by the crazy."
He gets raped a lot. Remember the time with Poison Ivy? Which was
Why?
mind controlling him?
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro,
Long
I'd love
Halloween,
to do
guys.
something to me.
Yeah,
let's see.
Yeah,
When I hear a guy character getting raped, I go, "Okay, did Dan Slott write it?"
yeah, pretty much. I mean, dude, he raped Spider-Man 14 times, and now I'm afraid for
Jeez.
poor Iron Man.
Poor
I'm like,
Tony. Yeah,
I
he's
think
gonna,
so.
he's going to be doing. They're going to have him doing date rape.
yeah, they're all gonna be like, "Look at me, I have roofies! Haha, it's funny."
I just want to see Iron Man written like Barney Stinson for a while.
We're not gonna have that because it's Dan Slott.
But wouldn't that be great though?
It would be until
Like-
the SJWs get triggered by it, because Barney's behavior can be seen as problematic at points.
If Dan Slott was like jealous
So-
of Spider-Man, he's gonna be really jealous of Iron Man, of Tony Stark.
Oh man.
So let me get this straight. So Riri, it will be no longer Ironheart, and they are bringing Tony Stark from
Supposed
the
to-
Gold
he's
Zone
supposed to come back.
She's there.
So
I
We don't know
dead.
But he hates the Spider-Man fans. We fear what he'll do to Mary Jane.
Oh man. I never agreed with her being in the book in the first place, to be honest.
she was
According to Bendis, he only put her in there because every time Dan Slott would write about her, he was always doing a screw you to the fans. So he wrote her back in. So he wrote. He was trying to preserve her because
okay.
we're going to tarnish her
Oh,
more.
but then now she's in the hands of the devil once again, right?
Kat, what are you
I'm
doing?
making a video and I'm gonna post it up because you want to know what? Apparently Dan Slott doesn't like me. He found out about me.
Oh, it is. Senpai noticed you.
Yeah, it's because he went as a sock puppet in I think a Fat Panther meme,
Is someone
and I
eating
yelled
something?
at the sock puppet, and then it went.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm unpacking a box. Our graphic novels came in, and
Oh.
while we're talking, I'm fulfilling Kickstarter
I got you.
incentives. So
Oh, that's so cool. You should talk about your Kickstarter later, or if you're making another one, alert us all.
You have a kick.
okay.
You should let me
Please
write
continue.
something for you.
Well, I am a publisher.
You're
Wow.
Yeah, shit.
I didn't know that.
You know, I do
You can
own a
make a
publishing
comic book
company.
with Nerd Wonder, and then Kat can publish.
Oh wow.
What about that?
That sounds like
Wow.
a good idea.
Send me a pitch. Seriously.
All right. I'll
ZeroOnePublishing.com. You can get in touch with me on Twitter. And for the listeners at home, I'm currently unpacking Case File Arkham. Her Blood Runs Cold. It's the second volume in the Case File Arkham series. So,
Oh yeah, we
go.
have
Plug.
him on sometime. I heard he wants in.
Uh-oh. Geeky Bugle has an interesting theory. Who wants to bet that Slotto is going to put the AI inside Tony's brain?
I don't think that's how. I don't think that's Tony anymore.
But that would be interesting.
It's just like how Captain America now isn't really Captain America.
Hey guys, my name's Tony Stark.
That is his name now. Tony Stark. Not
Stark.
Tony Stark. Tony Stark.
So when we spelled it in the program.
Oh, jeez.
Well, to be
do this.
totally fair,
Don't
if
do
he
this
did
to me.
if he did this like in a good way, the artificial intelligence in Tony's brain, if done right, would be a really good pitch.
I hate to say it. Dan Slott does come up with some great ideas, but he can never produce them right. I mean, people say he's a pretty like some of his ideas are actually could work, but they don't. He never is able to write them. He's not a very good writer at that point. Like, I mean, actually, there is proof of it because the Spider-Man Unlimited series or whatever that Infinite game. They actually take a lot of the plots from other stuff and they make it into their stuff. So they did most of his work, and everybody applauds it, saying, "Oh my god, they actually made it work for once!" Like the whole entire Spider-Man possessed by Dr. Octopus, they did, and like how it was really working was like the others were all like, "We're gonna stop you because we know you're Otto Octavius," and he keeps like tricking them and get rid of them. It was.
Kat, do you know you have your video on?
Whoever has their video on.
No, I don't.
Cat.
I think the cat realizes. Or
I
maybe
think
she
she
does.
does.
I don't know.
Yeah, she already said earlier she didn't mind, but just alert her. Just
Is my video on?
yeah.
Your video is on, dude.
People are seeing.
Oh, okay.
Ah, out there's a job going on.
Me, not exactly in my best.
It's Saturday. It's fine.
It's Saturday.
I think Dan Slott can get like concentrate in his work. He has distracted pretty easy by other things like Twitter. So that might be his problem with not executing the idea right
I got
and
you.
delivering the book right.
What's this?
I have feelings,
Sorry.
but I
That's
won't.
gonna hurt any audio listener.
You wanna know what? Yeah. No, I'm. Let's go see what happens. Sure. But if he starts acting crazy again, I am murdering him because I can't let him murder another character.
Murder's illegal, though.
Switch point and bite your tongue.
It's no murder. I don't mean it in the real sense, guys. I'm not terrible. I have to say that out loud because Dan Slott suspects I'm a crazy psychopath that wants his blood or something.
Switch point and Inky Beagle bite your tongues, both of you. One is the Switch point is saying that Tony Stark will come out as trans and will revolve around him transitioning, and then people are saying Tony reveals he has always been an otherkin, demi-something, trans-black attack helicopter, and his preferred pronouns are.
My thing is, like, I don't think anyone really knows how to write.
It brings a new meaning to helicopter ride, then you have it be Tony Stark.
The only person
AI is going to take over Tony's body.
Max can't write a trans character because, according to most of the trans community, from what I know, they don't like her. So we would actually have to ask a real trans person, or write them as a regular person, and then say, "Oh yeah, that's a trans person." In the end.
So why else would I be on this stream?
I don't know. Maybe Maroyasha has seen it. Like I don't know. Video I saw, if it was like Cummings or anyone. Like I don't read X-Men. I don't read it was Batgirl, I think.
Oh,
and then I know that the last page there was like this girl that she went to a fertility clinic, and the doctor misgendered her, and she was crying because
I saw that. I was so annoying.
When I tweeted about that, I took a different approach. I took a more positive approach and went, aside from the awful dialogue, how interesting is it that the writer came up with an idea for a laundromat themed bar where you can clean your clothes when you vomit on them?
I thought that was really smart until the whole entire trans thing, because at the same time I'm like, then what? Like, I don't know what to say. Is your gender supposed to be a girl or a boy? And are you actually a dude? I don't know.
I think he had the conflict. I forgot. Had a conflict with their lover, spouse. I forgot which one was a girl, which one's a guy. They had a conflict with them because of that, and then Batgirl had a horrible time in this cool laundromat place.
I mean, I just think, like, a lot of people think that there's more evil people out there towards that than there are good people. Most people just don't give a shit. Like, and I think people forget that. Is that most people just don't give a shit, like, if you're transitioning, because it's like, oh, okay, cool, you do you. That's how most people are, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, you see those really shitty comments every once in a while, but it's not most people.
And I've met really cool people that are in the trans community that are really friendly and really cool. And I know people that are like, I want to write a character, and it's like, what would you want to write? And it's like, and they just want to write cool characters. They're like, I would love to write Daredevil. And you want to know what kind of stories they want to do for Daredevil? It's like, I want to see him fight Wilson Fisk again, but this time Wilson Fisk has like the whole entire, like, the hand working for him. Like, nobody can, like, they want to just write cool stories. They want to go on, they're normal people. Well, care about
Maroyasha, and then you're saying, like, you don't know if they really know how to write transgender characters. Are you reading Saga from Valgan?
I am not. I've heard it's really good. I need to, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot of writers try to write it, but can't, because they think it's the whole misgender thing. Like, that's what they think the whole thing is about. It's like, I know people who are going through that, and like, there's more struggle to it than just being misgendered by people. Like,
yeah. So that book, like, and if you didn't, I would recommend you to read Y, because Y has some of that. Not a lot.
The Last Man?
Yes, not a lot, but it has a little bit, because there's no man, right? So some women are just like transitioning, or have transitioned already to look more like men. So that is a little bit like, they take some part on that book, but this one, Saga, has actually a transgender character. To my taste, some of the speeches on the book, they were really a little bit cringy. But this, like, it's Piotr, I think, the character. I can't remember.
I've heard Saga's really good.
And this last trade paperback, there was some cringy parts, but when they were talking about, his transitioning from a man to a woman, and like how to talk to a kid, because the kid had discovered first, and then the kid is like the eyes that is it's like telling you the story, and then the kid was like, oh, he has tits, she has tits, but she also has a penis. So the kid's telling you the story, and the kid is asking Piotr about his transitioning, and it's quite interesting that she is not really trying to explain to him, to the kid, like this is good or this is not good. It's just the way she is.
I gotcha.
And I think that's fair enough. Some people accept what they are, some people don't. It's like Larry. It's like, what's her name? You follow her in a wonder. The transgender Blair White.
Yeah, Blair White.
Oh, Blair White.
It's like she says, like it was an option that I made. It's not easy. I didn't accept who I was, so I know it's not the easiest way, but I want to be a woman, and she identifies as a woman, not as a they or Z or whatever.
Yeah.
So
she's really pretty.
She is.
And she looks like a woman.
I know Kendamu in the Dragon Ball community is going from man to woman right now.
Yeah, good out. That's cool.
Well, it's a thing. Like, if you want to be yourself and just be normal with the words, it's fine. And then don't act like people should be like okay with you changing because you are the one who decided to change.
I feel like in comics, it's like they write them a lot of the time like, oh my god, their friends are the only ones that understand them and no one else does. It's like a lot of us know Kendamu, but we don't know her like personally, but we're still like, okay, you do you. Like, she's still happily married to her wife. Like, she's still doing everything she normally does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's just
gotta let people be happy and live their lives. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
like I think it is with like people like Mags and stuff that they make their whole identity about being trans, not like being a person.
Oh, that's just not Mags. That's
like,
happening in Transformers right now.
Like, who can blame them? It's so profitable, at least back then. Right now,
yeah, it is profitable for her to write like this because that's what Marvel eats up. It's literally, a lot of people are like, if you virtue signal, we'll give you $1 bajillion because that's what Hollywood wants. Hollywood doesn't like you people. Hollywood hates comics.
I will say this about Mags and her writing with certain stuff like that and certain like progressive stuff. I started reading Kim and Kim a bit. Very good ideas in that, but the dialogue just didn't get me.
That's true.
She can't execute character. Like, I hear that a lot of her dialogue sucks, but
she's doing her dialogue in Transformers vs. Visionaries is actually pretty decent considering like how Transformers is currently going.
Yeah, that's pretty good though. I'm glad then because I hope she has a passion for the characters because the way that she perceives herself online, she doesn't seem to really like any of it.
It's interesting her mindset on being able to just kind of like rework the Visionaries. Thought that was interesting. I mean, I know that's what you wanted me to talk about originally, but I'm not going to bring it out now since we're so far off of it and how everyone looked at her on that. But for another time, not right now. We're talking something else right now. So
no, it's okay. I wanted I just want your take on a lot of stuff though. Like that's why we invited you on. We invited people on for being cool and stuff. Like we invited Doug to talk about how we hate Dead Slut. It was great.
Well, I mean, the whole thing with Mags and writing Transformers, which surprisingly probably to many people, but I'm not surprised by this. She hasn't tried to write a trans character into Transformers vs. Visionaries, which isn't really needed.
Don't mean to interrupt. Very sorry. My phone is just about to die, so unfortunately I gotta sign off, you guys.
Oh, darn.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I'll get your Twitter from someone.
Your company for the people.
Again, as always, thank you so much for having me on. It was great hanging out with all of you. I'm sorry I'm going to miss the story about Mags, but I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys next time.
Yes!
I'll hit you up on Twitter, Kat, with that pitch, though, for sure.
Oh, definitely. I have the instructions on the website. Even though it says we're not accepting pitches, I'll make an exception for you, okay?
Oh, shit.
See,
okay.
We're setting up businesses already. We're so cool.
We're making connections. This is the way it should be. This is seriously the way it should be. Okay, have a good night, you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See, that's how you make business connections, and haters can suck my ass.
All right, Bemis.
But the thing with
Bemis.
Mags doing Transformers versus Visionaries, especially with this community, was this community took it very, very poorly just because it was her. And that was one of the major problems. They tore that book apart for all the wrong reasons.
So why?
There are
Why
reasons
should we
you can
tear it apart?
You shouldn't, though. Like, okay, for anything outside of, like, if you're looking at it as like a Marvel and DC comic, then yeah, I guess it's kind of like shit tier in some regards. But if you're looking at it like in terms of IDW and Transformers, it's actually a pretty decent book. Like, it is definitely one of the better ones that's come out in like the past few months for sure, especially considering Till All Are One ended. Like, if they gave Mags an ongoing, I'd read it out of curiosity's sake. And the fact that she wrote pretty decent dialogue in Transformers vs. Visionaries #1, in my opinion. Many people may disagree with me, but the community's take on that is that it wasn't a bad book, but that it's bad on an editor's base, like, because the editors are really mucking stuff up. But she did pretty decent, so I think the community kind of tore her apart for the wrong reason. And I brought that up in my video review of her book, of Transformers vs. Visionaries #1, is that the community tore that book apart for the wrong reasons. And because they don't know enough about what's going on behind the scenes with that company, they did tear it apart for the wrong reasons. And, like, I remember, I think it was Cummings said, and I have no quarrel with Cummings at all, but, like, it was clear his lack of knowledge on anything Transformers when he said that the universal greeting was baby talk. Because anyone who's even seen, like, 5 minutes of the original 80s movie would know, oh, that's, like, actually something that's part of the lore. It's like, I put it like this: stick to what you know, and I'll stick to what I know. I don't step into your lane, you don't step into mine. That's how I look at it.
The thing is, like, some guys just, you know, pick a book and then they do the reviews because they have to keep an audience. I understand your point of view, but
Yeah.
you know, to be honest, like, he's willing to his opinion on something, even if it doesn't really appeal to you as an audience.
I also think that they should just stick away from that because, so the Transformers community is not one that's very involved with the comics community because two very different things. But every time those guys touch the Transformers stuff, the community gets hella flack, and it's never good for the rest of us. And that's my feelings on it, is that it's like, it's different when you touch books that are at major companies, but when you start messing with these books that have smaller fandoms, the fandoms get attacked by people from the outside. And it's never good for anyone.
Well, that's why I like your take on it. You seem to be a nice, like, I know you say you're not that knowledgeable, but you seem kind of like a pretty good bridge between them. And I think that's why we need to, if we're going to talk about any Transformers, I usually turn to you and go, no, what's going on? Because you know.
Because it's like, I know, like, a lot of the people in the community that reviewed that book were like, why is there, like, a thing here at the end, like, talking about that character and stuff? And it's like, because that character's been around for 10 years, and if you even read the eulogy they gave him in the back of the book, you would know that. It, like, shows a clear lack of just either A, they didn't read the book, or B, didn't pay attention. And we're just looking at it because it's Mags and just kind of look through it page by page without actually reading it. So
seems to be the thing.
That's my whole problem with it. Is it's not even a lack of knowledge, it's just a lack of caring to even bother to read the book at times, it seems.
I think it's just really easy for them to go and bash on Mags.
Yeah. Like with the with Lost Light #8, with the whole transgender thing, when DNC did his stream on that, he didn't even show the rest of the book, which in itself was filled with problems. He just showed that one page over and over again. And, like, I have no problems with the man. I personally don't like his content. I've made that known in many places. But, like, I felt like that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion, for me anyways, with his content. And because it just showed that it's like, oh, well, you're not even reading the book you're looking at. You're just looking at small things. And I think that's the problem with this community kind of touching that. And anyone's willing to look at whatever they want. It's just, if you don't treat the material with respect because you have a problem with something in it, then don't look at it. That's just my opinion on it. When I approached Mags and asked her opinion on my book, and I was very proud of the statement she gave me, was that it never got too personal. And that's what I want to do with my reviews. And I feel that's a problem, especially just in general, not with just the Transformer stuff with them reviewing it because it's Mags, but a lot of people get too personal with their reviews. And that's my opinion on it. I try to be the very middle of the road kind of guy with it and be reasonable.
And that's why I like your reviews. I like your stuff that you bring out. Like also your 30-second reviews have been always fun.
Interesting.
Because it's like what we have now with Zdarsky. Everybody's all ragging on him for the longest time that he couldn't write Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden he burst out of the gate and is writing fantastic stuff for that and 2-in-1. And it's like if we didn't give him a chance, if we just said, "Oh, it's a new book with Zdarsky, we're just gonna rip it up."
Yeah.
And that's why that's the problem I'm seeing with a lot of things. It's basically we're going, or some people are going, that it's so and so writing this, it's going to be crap. That I admit I'm doing that with Dan Slott, but he does have a proven track record of writing. Yeah. Well,
I mean, different people can write other characters really well. Like that's the thing, and I think it was EVS brought this up on his stream with Comic Storian, where he said he was asked to draw something, but he said no because he didn't think he would fit what they were going for. And it's like people don't realize that. It's like a writer can write very well with a good editor and a good idea, but if something along the line isn't right, like if they just can't write that type of character, like if someone asked me to write like Scarlet Witch and Vision, I'm not that good at writing characters like Scarlet Witch and Vision with this whole family dynamic and stuff. It's not what I'm best at. I could try, but I'd probably fail at it because it's not really my thing. I
bet I could write a family dynamic, but I certainly can't write like a sci-fi horror dynamic.
Yeah. It's like writers have different strengths, and I feel like people forget that when reviewing stuff. You should look at what someone else has done and go, okay, they did really well with this and really bad with this. Maybe this just isn't their thing. That's why I'm willing to give Slott a chance on Iron Man. I mean, yes, Slott has a bad track record, but whenever a new writer goes on to something, I'm always willing to check it out. Like, I haven't been reading this current run of Justice League. I've heard it's decent. It wasn't one of my things, but Snyder's writing the new run, so I'm gonna check it out. Like,
wait, I thought that the new run of Justice League was Priest it was Priest.
I've heard it's all right from some people or whatever, but Snyder's doing a new run.
I don't like the Priest Justice League. It couldn't get me on. Like, it's nice and all. Yeah, but it doesn't catch your interest, right?
Yeah, I'm always willing to pick something up when someone new joins it. Like, and it's also like who you follow as well. I had no interest in Renew Your Vows until Nick Rose started doing stuff on it. I will be honest. Like it just didn't capture me. But then when I saw like, someone from my community is working on it, well, I'll check it out. Like,
are you enjoying it?
I actually haven't read the issues I picked up. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm very behind on comics.
Well, let me know how you feel about it, because I wouldn't mind discussing with you about that series as well, and talking about the difference.
I'll let you know.
Because I am a crack whore for Ryan Stegman's art and Jerry Conway's writing, except I can't get into, like, the thing is art can be great, but I need a good story. And the thing is, I will admit this, as much as I hate Dan Slott, he has written in the past some fairly good stories that from what I've read. But
he has
like 10 years ago or 12 years ago.
Like, he's a very passionate writer too, and you can see it in the way he talks. Like, if anyone watched this stream with him and EVS, he went on for almost an hour about his ideas with Silver Surfer and stuff and how he wrote that book. And like, we all may have our problems with the man, but I know I didn't focus on anything else but that when he was talking, because it was just so intriguing.
Like, the way he says it,
has the passion.
He had such animation about it. He was so enthusiastic. So it's like
exactly.
You wonder what he was shoved into Spider-Man, and it's like he goes, okay, well, I'm gonna do it, but I really don't want to.
Like, if you don't, you can tell when a writer doesn't want to write something. You can really.
Well, the thing is, like, he was very, enthusiastic about the whole book and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this guy, a chance.
Meow.
Dan Slott silenced her.
That threw me off, because like I was really excited. The guy was really being someone that show that likes comics, that likes what he does, and that likes the characters. That he showed passion for comics, and then at the end he was like, oh, but they're just pixels.
Yeah, that was like, I was really trying to be nice about it, and I've been trying for years. Like,
that was like,
yeah,
some bucket of cold water.
In defense of
the Spider
the
Biters
pixel
went on
thing.
there, and I try to stop it all. And I love the Spider Biters. Like, they're my buddies. And it's like, come on, man, you gotta let us go and throw jabs. I'm like, dude, just let him talk. I swear, maybe it won't be that bad. And then he said that thing, and I'm like, I can't believe I just defended you.
I think he's
Jeez.
under the assumption that they're all trolls. That's why he say they're pixel people.
Well, he called Piper a man, so he can go suck it. Because she said, actually, you don't like your stuff?
I mean, I feel like this, like I said, good writers can go really bad. And like, so I want to say this.
Like Mark Waid?
With what? Like who?
Yeah.
Like, I just meant like in attitude and kind of stuff like that. Mark Waid has like.
I would
used to
say
write-
James Roberts is a prime example for the Transformers movie. The man's really nice. Like, he is great. He doesn't take his criticism in stride sometimes, but he's a really nice dude, and a lot of people in the community like him. But the big problem with him is that editors can also burn out a writer because Dying of Light for MTMTE was the last arc. It was supposed to end on issue 50. But supposedly John Barber said, hey, throw some more stuff in there, kind of make it a little longer. And it ended up kind of ruining some stuff. And by the time Lost Light came around, he's really lost his touch. And that's why people are saying he's pandering now, because he's just kind of like going for the one thing. Because it's not that he's burnt out, I don't think, even though he's been writing Transformers for, 8+ years now. But like, the series definitely changed because he got a new editor. He got a new artist. Like, it's not always just the writer. It could always be the editor and the artist that mess things up as well. Because that's what I personally is. I don't think it's that he's just trying to pander. I think it's also that the editor is doing not the best of jobs with him.
Brevoort.
And like, the art was very different as well. The art for Lost Light did not fit the style that they were going for after MTMTE ended, which was a very different style. So it threw a lot of people off. And it's clear that the artist didn't know how to work with Roberts as well. Like, because you can write amazingly, but if your artist just doesn't get the way you script, it's not going to go well. That's just a given. And we've seen it happen so many times.
It's also the issue with current, like, larger comics too. Like,
exactly.
And I think that's the problem with the new Renew Your Vows is that people got thrown off because it's not Ryan Stegman or Jerry Conway. It immediately changed. And people are like, it's going to get canceled now, and it's losing sales fast.
I would argue this. So a lot of people don't know this, but like, Last Stand of the Wreckers, which was the first book of Transformers done by James Roberts, like first official thing, it is actually mainly written by Nick Roche, who is the artist on Renew Your Vows right now. Nick Roche does really great writing. He comes up with a lot of great ideas, and he does a lot of great writing. And I would actually be interested to see what he could do with Renew Your Vows, because
I would honestly prefer to see his story, because I saw Ryan Stegman wrote the last, let's see here, he wrote the last 6 issues of Renew Your Vow. No, he wrote like 4 of them alone. Because Jerry Conway was, I really do believe he didn't leave on his own accord. It looks more like he was removed.
Yeah.
He was removed after the X-Men story because he has written stuff that says, like, I am so sad nobody got into this when they could have. And I was like, oh God, they fired him for whatever he said. So he was kicked off of Renew Your Vows. But even though Ryan is good at writing, it took a plot, it's just that Jerry was really good at world building, and he was writing this. That's going to be a side plot. That's going to be a side plot. That's going to be important. That's going to be important. That's going to be important later. And they were immediately gone as soon as he was kicked off.
I mean, if you look at like Last Stand of the Wreckers is really good at world building. And like I said, Nick Roche does a lot of the work in that for writing. James Roberts probably came up with a lot of stuff because he's had some very interesting ideas in the past. He wrote, before he was an official writer for Transformers, he wrote a whole fan novel called Eugenesis, I believe, which had some very interesting ideas in it.
Cool. I want to write fan novels.
But like, Nick Roche has really good ideas when it comes to story and stuff. So I would love to see what he could do with Renew Your Vows if they decide to give him an issue or 2.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind that, because right now, I hate to say it, I mean, I try. Like, I've been really nice about the reviews, but I can't do it anymore if it's going to be like that. Because she's not stepping up to plate. And I mean, the new writer, I forget her name, but if she doesn't step up to plate, yeah, I'd love to see Nick try.
Yeah, he does some. I usually like what he has to say with stuff, so that's why I think it would be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
the writer on Renew Your Vows right now is Hauser.
Yeah, Jodie Hauser. She's not my favorite. She kind of has an attitude, but I mean, like some of her stuff is okay. It has its glimmers in there, but she's missing the mark.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I'm like, you got to hit it up because you have to replace Ryan and Jerry. You got to put your A game in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is something people want. They will immediately leave because this is the desired book. Like people were joking around with they were making fun of Dan Slott and so forth because it's like, oh, look at that. Everybody likes this character. Like even though it doesn't sell a lot, people were pretty much stating like, at least this is the series everybody wants. Like that was a statement. You're on the book everybody wants to read. Make it good so they will stay and read it.
But and stuff's going downhill.
I'm like, God damn it, step up, or give it to Nick Roche because you say he's really good, and I would love to see some crazy stuff in there.
I mean, he definitely like I said, I will send you like some way of reading Last Stand of the Wreckers because I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, his ideas from that, like just seeing that and seeing how crazy he can get, makes me think Renew Your Vows could go some amazing places because the team dynamic in that has also done really well. So.
Well, that was fun, but I never know. But yeah, here's to hoping. Along with the making Rhodey the president of the United States, I'd love that.
I remember we spent like 2 hours talking about our ideas for that.
Yeah, President Rhodey with his secret.
Yeah. And like I can't remember who we said would be vice president. I feel like we said Tony would be, but like as a joke, sort of.
Yeah, like we said Tony wouldn't be vice president though because nobody.
No, we said Captain America would probably be or something.
Captain America was vice president. Like the whole entire cabinet are retired heroes.
Yeah.
Like Beast is in charge of the science section.
And like,
oh my gosh,
Tony just kind of hangs around the White House, just kind of doing stuff. Like that's why.
No, Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Defense again.
Yes,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've had some fun ideas though for different stories. We had that that musical one with Justice League Dark that we came up with.
Yes, I still like I'll write the script. And then we like I think it would be a fun script if we gathered everybody together that wants to do it. For anybody that wants to know, it's Maroyasha and I and a bunch of others gathered together, and when we made a joke, we were all like, "Do you want to make a great musical? If it help, please."
Yeah, we were like, what if the idea was that someone which character would
curse Constantine?
Yeah, Constantine. And he goes to Zatanna for help, and she starts singing, and it turns out that anytime he's on screen, people have to sing. And so, like the fourth wall is kind of broken a little, but like they go and see Batman, and he's like very Phantom of the Opera.
And like, that's beautiful.
We spent like hours on that idea too.
Wonder Woman, I realized Wonder Woman would be like an opera.
Exactly.
And Superman would be Broadway.
And I think like we didn't really bring Etrigan into it, but I feel like if Etrigan was in it, we should make it the complete opposite, and he doesn't talk in rhymes, he just talks normally. Like, oh
my god, that would be so perfect. Yes, Etrigan has to be part of it. Like the whole entire premise was this could be a musical, like to be on Broadway or something like that. So everybody's into song, and the ending story is that once they kill the demon, everything just like vanishes and he just gets up and leaves. Like if this was in Broadway, he would get off stage and just walk out.
Yeah, and like the entire time he's just making jokes and he's like just rhyming stuff with curses, essentially trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, like everything.
I have the screenshot somewhere of it.
Yeah, I actually somewhere, but yeah, we made up like a songs as well. Like Zatanna starts like singing and being all like, "It's okay, we can enjoy this," or something like that.
Yeah, like and like Bruce starts singing about like Gotham and stuff, and how like there's endless screams in Gotham and all that, and he can't save them all or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Like Batman starts like singing about his sadness that he can't save everybody from the darkness, and
so he has like a huge musical.
I feel like I'd have to be sing that for you, you know.
We went really into it. I have the pictures somewhere. I'll have to find them.
Dude, because that was one of my favorite things was to get creative and just then I was like, we need this to be real.
Exactly. Oh wait, I actually think I just found all of them. Yes, I did.
God, he found him.
Yeah, I'll have to like. Oh yeah, and then like Black Canary's there, and she's singing. Yeah, Rage was helping us with it. It was Rage and Damien Poe Rocks. Like they were helping us, and we came up with this giant idea, and it basically involved everyone. Like Justice League Dark, a bunch of the heroes. It was great.
How would Black Canary sing?
Every time she would sing, everything would break. That was kind of the joke with
Really?
her, is that she would sing and stuff would just explode. And I think we said Neil Patrick Harris as Constantine.
Yes, we said Neil Patrick Harris. That's right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's like the best thing for him. We'll have Swamp Thing show up too, because they have a good friendship.
And he would just sing about the green.
Yeah. He's so good. It's
That's
like
nice.
People nerds would everywhere would watch it. Like we could we don't need Broadway. We could just put it on convention.
I wouldn't.
I'm reading through these and I just saw this idea that I had in there and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about this. Because we made the joke about him being Phantom of the Opera. And I said that when he's introduced, you should have him looking at the Batman suit in the case and the reflection of the glass makes the cowl look like the Phantom of the Opera mask on his face in the reflection.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Like go full on
man.
Phantom of the Opera with it. Because they always do those shots where he's like looking at it and the glass reflects and it like goes over his face or whatever.
But it's just half
Nerd,
the time.
did you go to see the Spider-Man on Broadway?
No,
I did not.
didn't. Turn Off the Dark. I did not.
Was it any good?
I heard it sucked.
Yeah.
Well,
Spider-Man.
I mean, I could see Spider-Man being a Cirque du Soleil thing, but like, not as cheesy or realistic. Like you would have to do some crazy shit, but like, just kind of fantasy like. Because like Broadway, you can't like I think they tried that once with Superman too. It's like really you shouldn't have done it like a musical kind of thing like that. Like make it serious, I think. Like superhero things. Like you could do a Batman thing, but you're gonna have to make it serious.
A musical heroes with a comic book characters.
hey, I heard that the
Superman was
SpongeBob
back in the
musical was
70s.
really good.
Though.
Yeah.
Superman the musical was back in the 70s. They did a couple years.
I heard the
I never-
SpongeBob one's really good.
Yeah,
They had a Spider-Man one a few years back.
Yeah, the Superman one. I remember learning about it because we were in art school. We were actually listening to a documentary about Superman, and that's how I know about it.
That's interesting.
He busts through a wall of bricks.
That sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, that was pretty much how they introduce him in the musical.
I'm here to save the day.
Da, 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 da.
I just want to see Batman in a musical. Like that's all I want to see.
Yeah,
Like,
that's so.
We
Yeah.
could see him as a ninja.
yeah, that ninja movie looks interesting.
I do want to see it. It's got a huge cast from like all these anime groups that are going to
Yeah.
be. They got
It's
what have they got?
ridiculous.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Kill la Kill, Psycho-Pass. There was like two others, and I can't think on the top of my
You know what I
head.
heard wasn't good, and I'm not surprised by? Gotham by Gaslight.
What?
I heard it was not good.
Oh no!
Are you surprised though? It's Bruce Timm producing it.
Bruce Timm used to be really good.
Yeah, then he did Killing Joke instead of Gods vs. Monsters 2.
Gods vs. Monsters was really like
Or
he
Gods
did.
and Monsters, I should say.
Yeah, the Gods Among or was it Gods Among Us? I forget what it's called, but
No, Gods and Monsters.
yeah, Gods and Monsters was really good, and then
he did Killing Joke instead. And then Batman and Harley Quinn, which was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen.
Okay, I think he needs a break. The issue is with him. I hear there was a lot of really good parts of Batman and Harley Quinn, but the issue
No,
is
there wasn't.
I heard there was
I
some
liked it.
good
It
motion.
was
Except
god
for
awful.
the part where she told everybody to vote Democrat.
Or how about the
God,
part?
politics.
How about the part where they spend an entire minute and a half sequence with her farting in the Batmobile,
Oh,
and whenever
that part
Nightwing
was-
tries to open the window, Batman just goes, "You need to have discipline."
Oh my god, that really happened?
It was
Yes.
it was really awkward because the fart sounds were it was
Really?
gross. It was like
Sound like a kid
kinda
making
went to
wet
the bathroom
ends.
a little bit.
So, okay, I don't understand. Like Bruce Timm used to do really good shit. I need you to go take a vacation and I need you to watch all of Batman, and I need you to stop putting your sexy fan art in these stuff because at first I thought that the reason was he was getting way too crazy and adult-like. So I thought to myself, I was like, it's because he thinks that now that we're all adults, he doesn't need to get on the restrictions. No, you're still going to put the leash on your neck as per usual, Bruce, because you kind of you have no filter. You got to do that.
Well, I did like the fight between Harley Quinn and Ivy in that movie. I thought it was like choreographed pretty well.
I thought the way it ended was awful.
I thought it was cute.
I did see that part, and I was like, I think that is kind of like the show, so I'll take it.
I still didn't like the movie, though. I thought it was poorly paced, had a lot of stuff it didn't need.
Well, did you hear of the new idea for a movie that they may be doing, but Bruce Timm would not be directing it?
What?
Justice League. The Justice League cartoon gets a movie, and they would get the original director on it who worked with Bruce Timm on most of the shit. They think that if he was part of it, it probably would calm the shit down, and maybe they would just give him more positions.
Yeah.
And, like, Bruce needs a break. I'm gonna be nice. Just say Bruce needs a break.
That singing scene in Batman vs. Harley Quinn was kind of useless.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was another.
I think they really made her they drew her extra thick in that movie too, unnecessarily.
He's into the whole entire thing is he's a great artist. You can see his fan art online, and he write. If you see some of his fan art, it usually is very sexualized. So I think that was him being like, yes, I get to do whatever I want. But I will say during the making of the Batman and Harley Quinn movie, they went to him and they were like, hey, we're thinking about doing a Batman or Harley Quinn movie. And he went, okay. And he left. And the next day he wrote a whole entire storyboard.
What the fuck?
He goes, here you go. And they just went with it. So maybe they should have edited shit. Maybe they're just yes men. Because I don't think Bruce Timm had a lot of he didn't maybe they're just surrounded by yes men, like the story of Jack Kirby and stuff, and other people apparently because they have such a great reputation, they're surrounded by yes men that won't say no or point out flaws and stuff.
It happens a lot with different people. I mean, we'll just see where the DC animated movies go from here. They were charging that $200 or whatever, $150 for that collection. And I'm like, there's more bad movies in that than there are good.
Man, you should do more reviews on those then, because I really there's a few movies I'm glad to have got a lot of them, but I want to watch Justice League Dark and the Teen Titans series because I hear those are really good.
Justice League Dark is really good. A lot of people disagree with me on this, but I thoroughly enjoyed Judas Contract. Yeah. I mean, I will admit the parts with Tara wanting to fuck Steve was a little weird, but otherwise I enjoyed that movie.
That was really weird. She's her his daughter on the book. That's
but otherwise though, I enjoyed this story, to be honest.
Yeah,
and they set it up for stuff with Jericho for the next movie. They have him show up at the end.
That's cool. I know that there's Justice League Dark that I need to see. Apparently not Gotham by Gaslight, which I was looking forward to, which now I'm sad about. Let's see here. I own the Justice League War, and I want to get Atlantis. I have the Wonder Woman movie.
I enjoyed the Atlantis one.
Yeah, it was really good. I actually have to say, those movies make the New 52 actually sound good, even though the New 52 sucked.
Yeah.
It was I am impressed. But
have you seen Justice League Dark or no?
No, not yet. I
would say it has one of my favorite animated Batman scenes of all time.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you though.
You can do it. Don't worry.
All right. Does anyone not want to be spoiled for it? I mean, I know it's been out for a while, but I'm just asking.
Go ahead.
Because so there's a scene in it where they're these they essentially look like Death Eaters and stuff, and they're just kind of hanging around, and John's Boston Brand says they're really looking at you, and they go, this one's cheated death many times, he's cheated us way too many times, and he's like, what? And Batman's like, what are they doing? And Boston's like, they're just kind of looking at you. And then it just focuses on one of them slowly approaching Bruce and staring him in the eyes, and Bruce just goes boo, and it makes all of them spook. And it's one of my favorite moments. It's him literally scaring the things that bring death with them wherever they go.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
So.
There was a joke somewhere or something. He got in, what was it, Blackest Night or whatever. a ring did come to him, and it was the Yellow Lantern ring. And they
Yeah.
all just have to like, dude, how did you get that? And then somebody mentions, even in space, everybody fears Batman.
Yeah, that's the best stuff. Batman's. I want to get more into Batman. I know my friend helped me come to like Superman because I wasn't totally into Superman. But then I read what is it, the Jeff Johns one, Secret Origins or whatever. Is that what it's called? And then I watched All Star Superman again, and I was like, you know what? I kind of enjoy Superman.
I like the Rebirth series of Superman. It gives him this whole entire new feel. I mean, like it's him as a dad, and this is what I've always wanted with a lot of my superheroes is to like grow up to the next level. So it goes back to classic Superman where he's married to Lois Lane, but they now have a kid, and it just kind of showcases like Superman can totally be a dad and like save the world and be cool. And they have these really good stories. Like Action Comics did a whole entire thing where he went blind for a bit, and then there was the Mix-a-Plick comes back, and that was fun. Oh man, there's like
no wonder you should look for the Worlds Collide.
Yeah,
the Worlds Collide. Which is like Superman and Superboy, the one with the jacket, and
that's not Prime, is it? Is this Prime?
No, it's not Prime. It's Connor before being Connor.
Oh
and, there's also Static.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the story is called The Worlds Collide. It's and the two Superboy parts are in the trade paperback of Superboy. Was out this month or last month, I don't remember. I just got it this week. And but there's like a Hardware, Superboy, what was the other one? It's like a couple, like 14 books, which is really good, and you love Static, so you should get that. It's just right after Superman came back from death. So
get out. That's so cool. Like that's another story.
The trouble is still like a whole, like it's all destroyed and everything. Yeah. And then the Worlds Collide is like this, the heroes from the Super Stage Shop universe colliding with the universe of DC because at that time I think they were acquired by DC or something.
What was that universe called?
Dakotaverse. Because they mostly take place because all the characters are from Dakota.
Yeah.
Which is actually a fun thing because that's what I noticed in Marvel. It's like everybody's from New York. Maybe we should start.
Milestone era. Milestone era. It's actually Milestone, not Dakotaverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the publisher is Milestone.
Okay, I like them. I look forward. They are actually bringing them back. They're doing a whole like Milestone is just going to do their series and more.
But I don't think those books will ever get republished. But it's a really good story. Like if you ever, go to look on eBay to get the trade paperbacks, it's a really good story.
Maybe I can go and find, like maybe my shop has it. They have some cool old stuff, but I don't ever know. I'll go check it out though, definitely.
Yeah, the things like I think it would be. I didn't read the Milestone issues. I did only read the DC ones, like Superman and Superboy. But it would be cool if you could find the Milestones as well, so you would have like the whole package.
Yeah, that does sound like fun. I would love that. Thank you so much for telling me. Because I like Superman now, and I'm wanting to learn more about him.
Yeah, I saw that Geek got the issue of Superman, The Adventures of Superman 501, which is Superboy first. I think it's like when he got his glasses and everything. That was super cool. Like it's a video that I recommend everyone to watch because it's like the whole story about Superboy before they killed him because of the rights and everything. But yeah, well that's the whole point of having Connor disappeared from the universe is because the Schuster and Seigel family, I don't know, like the guys that invented Superman, like created Superman. They had the rights to Superboy, and for some time DC got the rights back, but then when they killed Connor, it was actually because they got the rights back.
Oh, okay. I know that
now we have Jonathan, but he's not officially Superboy. I don't know if they're calling him Superboy on the book, but
he's Super Kid.
They call him Superboy, but they actually have revealed the original Superboy too. In the new story, I believe, in Super Sons that branched.
Oh, well, he's not the real. He's like from an alternate timeline. So
Yeah, so it's different. It's not Superboy. I don't think they're bringing it back because of the whole thing with the rights and everything.
Yeah, well, I think they are trying to bring him back because John actually, they have admitted John is actually made by that family too. They if you read on the bottom of the books of Superman, they always say and in thanks in part to the creators' family allowing us to use John Kent, who is a creation of theirs and stuff like that.
Special permission from the family.
They always say that
But
whenever they're talking about
Ron, they would bring Superboy back.
Yeah, so they could. I think that I heard he's in the Green Lantern prison or something like that. Superboy.
I don't know.
Connor?
Yeah, Connor or somebody. Some Superboy is in a Green Lantern prison. They said.
I just read
what
a
if
lot
it's
of
Prime?
like.
Maybe that guy's a bitch. Nobody likes
Big too cool. I don't know. Like I like Superboy.
I just read a lot of miniseries now. That's essentially what I do for DC.
Oh, speaking of miniseries, I did pick up that Raven series. It was
cool. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I will say this about it. Okay, this is how I managed to pick it up. I didn't have it on my poll, and I'm like, oh man, they're not going to give it to me. And then it popped up, like they handed it to me, and they said, and I was like, I don't recall ever putting this in my poll. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. It's just that you like the Teen Titans, and because it's reconnected to them, we put it in your poll if that's okay. And I'm like, heck yeah, I want to read this. So I now read it. Marvel.
I haven't yet. I read
how do you like
Doomsday Clock and the last issue of New Order.
The new Batman was weird, and but I will have to say, like, nobody liked the ending of the new Batman story, but we all admit that Tom King said, who wrote that one? Was it Tom this time? Yeah, it was King. He actually said, I'll try and do better next time instead of saying fuck you or something like that, or just.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Well, that's cool.
He was like, I understand that you guys have a lot of problems with it, and I'll go look it over and try to do better next time. And we're like, okay, yeah. Because that one was like, no.
Is this the one where, infidelity?
Yeah, he looks like he's going to make out with Wonder Woman and then cuts to...
Oh, man, yeah.
I feel like it's meant to piss us off. Like, I feel like it's meant to piss us off, so I'm not going to be angry at the book because it's meant to piss us off.
Yeah, we're like, Tom. And he's like, yeah, I'll do better next time. It's like, Tom, how could you? Tom, no. It's like, now I'm worried about Mr. Miracle. It's like, you're going to ruin Mr. Miracle so he has to satisfy cover because I didn't want that. I want Big Bird and him to live their happy life with a baby.
I'm waiting to see the kid. To be honest, like
I'm very behind
Darkseid.
Mr. Miracle.
Yes, it's Darkseid, definitely.
I am like 3 issues behind on Mr. Miracle.
Okay, then we'll shut our mouths about that.
I am gonna say though, when I was talking it over with my friends because we were discussing the anti-life equation, and I was like, what if it, because they were talking about like, oh, Scott being the anti-life equation, and I was like, if it turns out he's the anti-life equation, what if it turned out that his relationship for Barda like wasn't a real one and it was like out of necessity for him? And like they were like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, everything that the anti-life equation is the ultimate equation of enslavement, because you're not enslaved by force, you're enslaved because you need it. You need that validation. It creates this need for validation due to loneliness and just sadness and stuff. That's why it's the ultimate form of enslavement. So what if
it's interesting because Barda had the choice to stay with him, though. Like the whole entire thing, Barda went after him.
Oh, but that would be so sad.
Yeah,
it was like at the time, like we weren't that far into the story, so I was like, well, what if it turns out that like Scott does find out he is the anti-life equation, and like he has to have this discussion with Barda over like, does he really love her, or is that relationship just kind of almost falsified in his mind because he feels he needs it?
Invalidate the whole Justice League International.
Yeah, I know, but you get what I mean. Though. Like, it's a very interesting thing
this is
to
like
think
so
about.
sad.
But it's an interesting thing to think about because if he is the living form of the anti-life equation, then he would act like if he was being enforced by it. Because
but would the High Father known that he was the anti-live equation and give him to dark side? Yeah, I know, but like I now I want to discuss this.
I don't know. I just thought it would be interesting, and my friend told me to stop talking about it because it got too real.
Yeah, but think if he is the anti-life equation and High Father knew it and he just gave this thing that this whatever I can English today to dark side, like he handed the thing to that dark side most wanted in the whole universe, that's what I'm saying. Like,
if you ask someone for them to give you their kid, would you expect it to be the one thing you were looking for your entire life?
No.
Well,
exactly.
It ran away too.
Exactly. You wouldn't be looking.
Didn't Darkseid knew? Like, he's pretty smart.
Yeah, I think he sent. That's why he sent Big Barda after her. He's like, I'm gonna bring my mightiest fury to capture him because he's kind of the only reason that the new Genesis doesn't blow me up. So he went after him. Barda's like, I'm gonna go take you back, and he's like, look, freedom though, Big Barda, we have freedom and course. She's like, that is pretty kick ass. Let's go and bang. And so yeah, that was the end.
Let's go and bang.
That is what if Barda knew all the time that he was the anti-life equation, and she was just hanging around until she had a kid, so she could return to Darkseid, and then just
because
they wouldn't need Scott anymore if they had a kid, because the kid has Scott's DNA and has the anti-life equation in it.
Yeah,
so
that's what James on the chat is saying. He's like, what if it's not Scott, but it's the baby?
Yeah. Oh, so it was in his balls the entire time.
Yeah,
it's more than
all Darkseid had to do was make a little galley with him.
She was just like a spy.
No, I think
it's double agent.
The life equation though would be their baby, because it's like it's all filled with hope and happiness in the darkest of worlds.
I'm glad no one heard what I said.
Yeah. The issue is though, like I could talk all day about this, but it is getting kind of late. Do you guys want to wrap it up right here?
If you guys want to, I'm not working until next Thursday, so
I have no time. Tomorrow. I'm good.
All right, as long as it's okay.
I mean, it's a Saturday night. Everyone's out late doing something. We get to be here late doing something. I think that's pretty good.
I have to do dishes, but that's the only thing.
Mark's like, why don't you just stab me in the heart?
Like, it's just that you gotta love all that series and so forth. Like, I love what he writes about it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. I just wish Scott was a little bit more, less of a cuck. A little bit, because I feel like his is not in like his whole self. If he was in the books that I've read it before.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's been through a lot, and he's like not really, that kind of guy you want, and that's probably why Barda has been doubting on whether she wants him to stay or not. Like when she was, going through the whole execution thing.
Yeah, he feels really beat down.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people forget he also kind of committed suicide right at the beginning of that book. Like that's the first time.
Yeah, that was like,
what the hell?
Exactly.
He's not himself. It's a little bit of a downer to me. I just hope that they make him better in the next issues.
Yeah.
Like I think it's really interesting to see. Like, yes, he seems out of character compared to some, but it's like, well, why though? There's always a reason for crazy people written differently like that. Like, what's going to end up being different about him?
I'm hoping King gives a good reason why, other than.
I mean, my whole theory is that like the universe is kind of messed up because we keep seeing those panels where everything's all mucked up and stuff. So it's like, well, what if it's not just like Scott's mental stability? What if there's something else going on?
Okay, so now I don't remember, but because I read number 6 a bit ago. Was in number 6, like I know you didn't read it, Maroyasha, but
I don't care.
The other
honestly,
girls
at this point,
probably read it. It's just someone to know. Do you guys remember if there was like blurry panels in number 6?
I think so. It's been a while since I've read it too, so.
Yeah. Does anyone in the chat knows if
I'm just beyond behind on
Sorry,
comics.
I was helping somebody with the DVD thing.
It's all good.
What's going on?
Do you remember if on number 6 there were blurry panels on
like a bad TV reception?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Mario, I don't want to spoil for Maroyasha, but there is something
Whatever,
at the end
yeah.
that is important.
Wait,
I mean,
is that the
I'm just
latest
so
one?
behind on comics at this point. I haven't
Yeah,
even
this is-
read the 2 newest issues of Doomsday Clock. Like,
Oh yeah, this isn't the last page,
I'll
right?
I haven't gotten to Mr. Miracle at all. So
If you notice, Scott at the end of it, after it gets distorted when Darkseid shows up and he sees the dead body of Orion, and he's like,
Orion.
and he says all this stuff like Darkseid says he's got what he wants, and he just leaves. And then in the end, when Bartek comes in, he goes, "What happened?" Stuff. Do you notice that Scott is sitting on the throne?
I gotta pick the book. Just a second. I'll be right back.
I don't want to go find that book. I just reorganized all my comics. I'm gonna read it at some point, but I reorganized all my comics, and now the boxes stack as high as me.
I'm gonna get
I'm like 5'10", so.
God, that series is so good. I think they just don't print them on purpose.
What?
They only sell 30 issues, but every time I talk about it, it's always sold out everywhere. I think they do it on purpose.
I don't know. I have a lot of stuff I have to read. I really do. I just keep buying stuff and I'm not reading it, and I'm like, this isn't good. And it's like, I just read stuff I review at this point, which I think because I was doing so many reviews for a while before I just kind of focused on Transformers, I kind of burnt myself out of comics for a bit. And I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah, just
I have it.
last two pens is gone on the bottom. Look where he is.
Okay. Oh, I need to pick up this book, Terrifics. Are you guys picking Terrifics?
I'm getting all the new books.
Yes. Along with I picked up what is it? Doom
Yeah.
or Damage? That was a
I
good
didn't
one.
get to read it yet. How was it?
It's got gorgeous art and it's actually really good.
You got
That's
Terrific?
No,
not
it's not out yet.
Not yet. I was talking about Damage.
Oh, Damage. Okay, so the last. Oh yeah, bad receptions.
I'm waiting for Sideways. Sideways looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm so
Sure.
excited for that.
Everyone's like, he's just DC Spider-Man. I'm like, he is nothing. He look what? Like,
He is going to be DC Spider-Man, but according to what I saw with Damage, it's going to be awesome because they're all better than Marvel's.
Darkseid was. Oh, sorry. Darkseid
Nothing
was
good.
on the throne, and then Varda comes in. Orion's on the floor, and he's on the throne. Oh yeah, you're right. I thought he was just still on the floor. I didn't notice that.
Well, I noticed that the artwork has very hidden meanings and so forth into them. Like that's how they base it, and so I
make
went.
videos about it, Nerd Wonder. Come on.
Yeah, you should make
that
videos
can
about
kill
it.
the
Why
Ryan.
didn't you? I don't remember if I saw any video on this. I saw
I always thought people would review this in heavy detail, but yeah, if nobody's
No one really goes into the art.
No one talked about this because I think I only saw the reverse in comics talking about this book, and he went backwards. He did the review on number 6, and then he went to number 5, and I was like, dude, really?
You can't do that.
You don't know how to count? It's forward, not backwards.
Yeah. I really liked it as well. Like, you can see even in the tiniest of faces,
Yeah.
that one part where she announces she's pregnant, and then he just runs up and hugs her. You can see this little emotion of sheer happiness.
Yeah.
But she's not happy. That's the thing. I don't think she's happy. She's very motherly, but just not happy.
How big do you think that baby would be?
No, but she wants to protect it too, at the same time. I think she's conflicted because she thinks they're gonna die. The issue is she didn't want him to die and stuff. That's why she did all this. But I think that the real thing is she's unsure about everything. She knows that he loves her, but she's so afraid about what's going to happen with him because he tried to commit suicide beforehand, and then he was going to be executed. And I think it's more of fear of losing him.
You think so? Don't you think that there's something behind, we were talking about, he being the anti-life patient and the kid being necessary? Yeah, but that could be a thing, we
that was just me talking out my ass, to be honest.
I know, but that could be a thing.
Yeah,
you know, like it's number 6, and so far we know nothing about it.
I mean,
So
I just like to go really dark with my
speculate
stories.
You can't speculate about it. Like it's your duty as an audience to come up with
True.
ideas. And
My ideas always end up going really dark, though. I've noticed. Like I go really dark with my ideas, and I don't. I don't think it's a problem. I just think maybe I should be like, maybe I should be a bit more positive about some stuff.
well, the thing is, it's like most of writers go not to the positive side of things,
But it's already been questioned if he was the anti-life equation. That's what Orion said. But
I mean, my whole thing was like, what if it turned out he was? You know what I mean?
Well, I think in reality, I actually thought Orion was for a while because it's pretty obvious he killed Highfather.
And because he's just kind of a dick.
No, he murdered all these other people that were opposing him and stuff. And it's obvious he was being just like
he would have done the same with Scott, hadn't Scott being,
I mean, my thing
is he was going to go and kill Scott. He was going to defeat everybody. He's a dick, and everybody was going to.
Scott as it
I used to like him. I used to like Orion until I saw that he was a dick in this book. I used to like him.
And this is a different universe. I hear this is not a main canon universe or something.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit the main canon because Orion's in.
Said it is somewhere in Rebirth, but it's not currently. Like it's somewhere in the future.
Oh, in the
or
future?
It's in a nightmare world because there's a question: is this all in? Here's the other issue. Some people think this is inside Scott's head. It's a dream world because he's still on the floor bleeding out during his suicide.
So this whole thing is like the first scene of the comic. Like
he's dreaming of it all, and it's him trying to, and it's his decision on to escape death that he's still in the limbo state, and he will have to and that's where maybe the anti-life equation is on the brink of death.
But you think that he would rescind Orion that much to make Orion that bad of a guy?
Well, I mean, it's another realm. It's pretty much in your head or in a dream.
I know, but like your subconscious would have to resent the person that it's like when you have a dream, and there's like this one person that you don't like, and this person just turns out to be the villain of your dream, right? So, do you think that he would resent Orion because he grew up in the pits instead of Orion? Which was supposed to be his destiny.
And I don't think Orion and him never really got along, which would also cause a lot of rivalry and bitterness because let's face it, Orion always states he's the son of Darkseid, yet runs around with Highfather in a lap of luxury. Meanwhile, Scott, is really the son of Highfather and was sent to the pits to be Darkseid's son kind of thing, beaten and tortured every day, and then and he had to escape himself. Nobody was there to help him.
Wow.
Now it's stuck.
I think it'd be interesting though if it ended with it just being like his mental state during his possible death, because then if he does escape, it's like a holy shit, that was the greatest escape act ever.
It's him because that was the whole entire thing he was saying. And then there's this one part, and I think it was in one of the reviews, somebody pointed out this could be all in his head, and this could be still him in the limbo state of another of either.
A lot of people say that.
I would hate that though. It would make that story completely pointless.
Already dead, and that's him just trying to realize he's dead. But because somebody said in there, one of the people in the dreamscape pretty much said it's but did you really escape death?
Yeah. Can you escape death?
Did you escape death? And he goes, what? And then they try and leave and no, go back to that. What did you say?
Hey guys, I haven't slept in 2 days.
Jesus, man.
Go to sleep. Go to bed.
Go to bed, honey.
Oh no.
Is it okay if I leave early and go to sleep?
Go for it.
Yeah, go to bed. No. Bad girl.
Yes, please go to bed. We're glad you came though, and please come to another stream.
It was nice talking with you.
Nice talking with you.
I like these streams.
I'm talking to most of you for the first time tonight.
Hello.
Really? I talk all the time.
All right. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, this is a really nice book.
It's really well written.
As far as I still changing colors now.
Hot Pink is wondering if we want her on.
Yeah,
For you
hell yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
We put it in the chat. We put it in our headquarters. We have a harem headquarters, guys.
Yeah.
Harem cave.
I need to finish Nightwing New Order as well. I only read the first 3.
Well, it's really good. Like the last one, I don't know about you, when I saw the last page, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, my eyes are sweaty.
Yeah, I was like, you shut up, I'm not crying. It was really the sweetest.
I was emotional, yeah.
There's a bunch of books though that I have to read and I want to review because no one else is really reviewing them. I just picked up this one from Image called Void Trip. The covers really interested me, so I grabbed it. Not a clue what it's about. All I know is the second cover, the issue 2 cover is what grabbed me, so I picked up the first 2. It's this like weird space knight looking thing, and it has a hole in its chest, and there's like pink blood coming out of it, and its hands are covered in pink blood, and it's just kind of standing there looking menacingly.
Is that Image?
Yeah, it's Image.
You know, there were
I
2
think I saw that cover.
And then Barbarella I want to read and review.
Barbarella. Yeah, you're really into that character, aren't you?
No, not really.
Who was into Barbarella that keeps screaming and I forget.
That wasn't me. I remember I was just like pushing the book because it looked really interesting what they were doing.
Okay.
So also the movie's kind of fun.
HP.
I'm a pervert. That's why I like that movie.
Hello.
So. HP,
Hello.
how are you going?
Hey.
Good. Oh, and you know that guy who retweeted me? He retweeted me over that Captain Marvel stuff? I guess we made up because he's like following me now and he like apologized for like going to assumptions or whatever.
What a gentleman.
Ooh.
It's like, oh crap, she's a girl.
It's a girl.
Huh? No, I was saying that'd be like his reactions. It's like, oh no, this person for sexism is a chick.
Whoops.
Like,
hey Mariana, did you get Jughead number 3? Hunger number 3? Mariana?
I have to go back and read that. But
Yeah.
I think I read like the first one or so, and I really liked it. I was surprised, with Jughead going, wow.
This week, I thought you knew. It's like last month we got number 2, and then
I think I read number 2. It's been a while. I've been kind of picking up comics here and there and reading, and it's like I read Batman 39 and went, oh no, you didn't. And I read the end of the Super Sun saga, and that was kind of it was okay. It wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't. It was good, but
okay, I can understand that. It needed a little bit more, but I did like how at the end it kind of confirmed that they're friends.
Oh yeah, that I liked. I was like, Damien's like, yeah, I guess you're my friend, kind of thing.
Yeah, like he finally admits it at this point that they're friends. Like it shows this slow progression of their friendship. Like,
it's like his dad in that respect, because Batman won't admit he has friends.
Yeah,
he won't admit it. But
Until now.
Not until very recently with the thing with him being engaged, he's finally admitting that Clark is his best friend, kind of thing. Well, they're kind of on both ends of the spectrum. You've got the Boy Scout Clark on one end, and you've got the So-Not Boy Scout Bruce on the other.
I love the Doubleday issue.
Those 2 issues were great.
Do you guys read I think it was before the Oz Effect and Detective?
No, I didn't read anything in
I haven't gotten back to doing Oz Effect yet.
I
want to buy a bunch of.
I want to.
And everything beforehand, pretty much. I love Superman.
I've been hearing about it.
Detective Comics had Robin coming back, right? The Tim Drake Robin.
Yeah, he came back.
And there was like the other multiverse Tim Drake, and he was a Batman, and he was like, "Oh, Damon should die because of the things he does to Jonathan."
Oh no!
Well,
the whole thing about that.
He's a psychopath in that universe, mostly because he went insane because
what was it called? The black what was it called? The solar flare. It happened to John when he's older, and they couldn't stop. They didn't act enough fast enough in time, and he murders a lot of people. And the whole entire thing I hear from other people is that every single time that Tim Drake becomes Batman, because there's universes where he is chosen to be Batman, they say because Batman acknowledges that he's as smart as him, so he'd be a perfect fit for the Batman thing. He still goes insane. He goes insane because of the pressure and the fear and the solitude. It can't work for him. He may be the smartest and the most knowledgeable to be a Batman,
but he would never be Bruce. That's the thing. Bruce is like had worked his whole life to be Batman, but I don't think any of the boys ever would be, feet on his shoes.
Dick Grayson would.
Yeah, Dick could possibly do it.
I don't think so. Because after 0 Hour, Dick filled for like a short arc on Bruce's shoes because Bruce had to go somewhere else, and it didn't work well. Like he was Batman, but he was pretty much all the time questioning his decisions as Batman.
Yeah, understandable. I do like though Dick Grayson would never be Batman willingly because he's Nightwing. He chose that moniker on purpose.
Yeah, that too.
That's his identity.
Need any Batman?
You wonder what he could be Space Batman because give or take like 10 years after he marries Starfire and they fly up into space, obviously he'll be Space Batman.
No, his kid should be the next Batman.
She gotta learn to fly and have green eyes so she can be Space Batman.
Jamin would be a really psychopath Batman.
He would
not
worse than Azrael as Batman.
Not Damien, the alternate world Dick's son.
Oh,
From New Order.
and Jake?
From New Order, yeah.
Oh yeah,
He'd be interesting.
Batman, but with energy bolts.
Yeah.
Jake? I don't know. I to be honest, I really like Terry. I really, really like Terry as Batman.
Carrie Cooper?
Terry.
But remember, they made Tim
Terry,
Drake in the Batman
Beyond.
Beyond.
Terry. Yeah. Terry's a good one.
Remember when they made Tim Drake in the Batman Beyond? I stopped reading that book after the first issue.
What did they do?
They made Tim Drake in the Batman Beyond for a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was it?
But he
bad?
doesn't. Yeah.
Was it really bad?
It wasn't good,
bad.
that's for sure.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Like it was like he was Batman Beyond because Terry had died. And
But Terry's
They
Batman
find out
Beyond
that
again
Terry-
now.
yeah.
How
But
did
then,
that
then Stan find out that Terry wasn't died. That wasn't that. It was like a guy that was like connected to Brother Eye guy that died.
Yeah. It was like, was
that
it Terry?
changes, like,
Terry
Terry,
died
like-
doing something for Brother Eye, like trying to stop Brother Eye, and Tim took up the mantle to finish his mission, I believe. I think that's how it went down.
yeah, and then he was brainwashed. That Brother Eye made him think that he was a villain, and he wasn't a villain. And then Tim Drake took under the Batman Beyond identity, and then when they found out that Terry wasn't dead, Terry came back, and then Tim just went through, covering himself, driving around the country, sort of thing. But it wasn't a tin. It was like a tin from the future or some other dimension. It wasn't it, Maroyasha.
The Tim from other universes are always messed up.
Yeah.
It's for the
Anyone from any other universe is usually messed up.
Look, they're gonna be insane anyway. They're always cray.
Insanity is the best thing in a comic book. Because they never...
People really like that.
Because it's just how it always goes.
You like
I
doing the
really
mirror,
like
this character
mirror
evil.
thing.
He's just insane.
They like doing the mirror thing, with
Yeah.
if you're good here, you've got to be bad somewhere else. So, but they keep forgetting the goatees.
Okay, goatees are great. Like, look at all. Like, you want to know what was interesting? That Superman from alternate universe that wore a goatee was not evil.
Huh.
I don't
No,
even
he was
remember
white.
that.
No. Like, we got the New Order, and the original Batman. I mean, the original Superman.
The New Order Superman is hot.
Yes.
He
Yeah, I'll have to go back and read that.
He grew it out to make people not recognize he was Clark Kent. When he was running around, he was like, "There's already a Clark Kent. I'm not gonna be Clark Kent. I'm gonna be my own person." And so he grew out that
You know
beard.
what that sounds like? Ben Riley.
Don't
geez.
put it in your mouth right now because I'm mad at the new Ben Riley. It's not Ben Riley.
Oh, I know.
They're like, it's imprinted. I'm like, you wanna know who else put in imprinted? Twilight with the weird sex thing with the baby.
That's exactly why Ben Riley chose to do his thing and choose his name, is because he wanted to be his own and not be Peter.
But if you say it's the real Ben Riley because he's the clone of the clone, that's like saying, well, Peter, he's a clone of Peter.
I'm talking the original Ben Riley.
Yeah, no, the original Ben Riley is a fantastic character.
From like Clone Saga and stuff.
Yeah, he's a great character, and that he did choose Ben Riley because he wanted to be his own person. And there was one series that did him justice, and it was the new Clone Saga, which is the revamp of it all. And
Yeah, you keep telling me about that.
Oh, it's so good because in the end, in the middle of it, the two just decide, because of course the Jackal is like telling them, you don't know which one's the real clone or not, and pretty much Ben's like, look, I don't really care who's the clone. I've made a new life for myself. Let's just go back to being the way we were. And even Peter states to the others and stuff, he's like, I don't care anymore if I'm a clone. If I'm a clone, so be it. But I love you, I have a family, and I'm willing to just move on.
I actually just bought, they're re-releasing the Clone Saga right now in like really thick volumes. I grabbed volume 1 of it.
Yeah, my husband bought it.
Yeah, my shop during the holidays was doing this sale where all soft covers were $10 of trades. So I just grabbed a bunch of them. I grabbed a few. I think I got like almost 10 trades or whatever.
The first edition.
It's like a $35 trade. And I got
it is. My husband is buying it like every month he goes. And then he buys a new one, like every 2 months.
The new one's out? I didn't even know that. I hadn't seen them. My shop doesn't really order trades because they don't sell that much of them. The story
is really awful, but the beginning of Clone Saga is supposed to be excellent. Like, everybody loved it because that was when they planned for it to end, and then the editorial pretty much stopped them and said, keep it going and make
money.
Oh, of course they can.
It's like, that's how you went bankrupt, you jackasses.
We can make money.
But yeah, I want to find the trade of the real Clone Saga. That's what I want. And and if you want a really good trade, I would vote on Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yes, those are the two you always push.
I always push it. It's so good. And like everybody that says I like Superior Spider-Man, I'm like, you want to know what you'd like? Kraven's Last Hunt, which is what it was based on.
You're not drawing a topical picture, Nerd Wonder.
I wonder who did Kraven's Last Hunt.
JD, I think, I don't want to butcher the name, so let me go get it. I have it right here.
Have you read any of the new Moon Knight, any of you?
No.
No.
I'm like an issue or 2 behind, but the first 2 issues are decent. The second issue was kind of like...
Was it the guy that said the things on Twitter about,
Yeah,
that's Max Memers. But he's doing something interesting in that he's making Ra the villain. And Ra's taking over like a human body, and he's like coming for Mark Spector. And Mark Spector, he has control over his multi-personality now, so he like switches between them, and he communicates with them in his head. And Khonshu's just kind of like hanging around. He's like, this is happening. So
okay, I got it right here. It is it's JM DeMatteis, so it's JMD. I was right, and he does a great job. He still talks around. He's like, "What's up, everybody?" And I'm like, "I love you."
Whoa, now.
He redeemed. Like, look, Kraven was a piece of shit. He was just a campy character, and then he gives him such life that everybody's like, "Holy shit!" And that's what. And it would have been cool to captivate that in an alternate universe. Nobody really does that for an alternate universe Kraven. They still make him a joke, and I'm like, instead, make him
what ifs again.
Yeah, he's alive again.
I like him Rocket's book. You didn't get the Rocket's book, did you?
No, I haven't.
So he's on Rocket's book. It's really good. Like he's trying to catch Rocket, Rocket Raccoon, And it's just like they destroy everything in the middle of the way because of the battle. It's a really nice story.
All right. You guys always give me these stories to read, and I'm just like, check out these Transformers books. Like, hey guys.
Oh my god! I just lost a follower.
What? You lost a follower?
Yeah. Every day is like, oh, I lost a follower. Yay, I got 2 followers. Oh,
I don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore. I'm just like, oh, look, a subscriber for a channel I only make a video on like once a month at best.
I get some really weird followers. It's like, I get the ones like, oh, look at my website.
I don't
Those kind.
That's awful.
I'm getting a bunch of those lately. It's like I get these really weird names. They sound like they're normal names. And I click on their Twitter to see why they're following me. And it's like, look at my website, and they're doing all these. They're doing worse.
I never care why people follow me.
They're doing worse. They're doing worse than the infamous Spider-Woman cover. That kind of pose. They're doing worse than those kind of poses.
Well, because you're a good
real
artist,
women
they
doing
want you
that.
to critique their work because you're a good artist.
It's like they're all the same. I'm not sure if they're all the same woman kind of poses, but they're that type. I'm like, okay, block. I don't want that following me. Sorry, no.
I just follow a ton of artists to kind of look at their. I just actually commissioned someone to draw me an icon since I haven't had one, and everyone kind of has their thing, and I'm like, I don't have my thing, so I gotta have my
face.
Thing. Exactly, Donna. You have your thing.
I have my face.
Exactly, but I just have like a picture of Yamcha and Thundercracker together, so I'm like. All right, here's my idea. And I asked them to draw Thundercracker, so basically the Seeker body, with Yamcha's colors and the facial scars and the sunglasses that Thundercracker wears in my Twitter profile picture. So I'm going to use that for like everything from now on once it's done. So that way, like, I have a thing that represents me that when, like, if someone sees it in something involving the comic book reviewing community, they know it's me. Like, because that's something you could draw. That is a physical thing you could draw. So I have nothing that really represents me in the community. And I kind of want that.
You're cool, and we all love you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Please give me more validation. Keep going. I didn't say stop.
Are we talking about people that follow us on Twitter? Because apparently John Manley follows me.
No, he's following you?
Email and go to Marvel. They'll pat your little back and give you some Hulk to read.
What do I have for followers?
Yeah, my brother-in-law keeps telling me it's like, it's probably my brother, I forget which one says it. It's like, if you just tell them you're asexual, you'd probably get a job.
There you go. I have a few people
I don't sell my sexuality for money.
I have people in the Transformers community that follow me. I don't really have any like big name like comic book people that follow me. Simon Furman follows me, but he kind of follows everyone. But I love his work, so I'm not going to complain.
Hey, be happy. That's really cool. Like, I know the Alternias follow me because I like talking about their books and stuff. I do get sometimes I notice that Ryan Stegman gives me a heart for some of the stuff I write or something like that. Because I'm like, I love his work. Have you seen it? And then once Jerry plus mine, I'm like, yes.
Well, Vincent is the only one that likes my stuff, but again, he likes everyone's stuff that people just.
I guess Spike counts as someone in the comic book industry that follows me.
Okay, that's true. Spike is cool. Yeah. Spike likes to troll me, and I love it.
Yeah.
Everyone though. I know Spike was here a while ago. I think he's gone now though. So.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Yeah.
He was saying the funniest stuff.
I know.
Rags follow me, and he's in the comic book community.
Yeah, Rags follows me.
Yeah, Rags. I love Rags. We chat
for like an entire
Rags
hour.
Bitch.
An entire hour, me and Rags went back and forth making puns and linking cartoon and anime openings. And after a while, I was just like, this has to die. And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, God.
He'll never let it die. He's I love his work, too. I love that comic.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the physical version to come out before I review the full issue. Because I
hate reading digital.
I want the first one is just out.
He said
it's out this week.
He said the physical. I asked him. He said the physical is going to be out after they're done with getting it to all the patrons.
I'm wondering if he's going to do it through Diamond or if he's going to do it like Alterna does, where they just do it.
I think he might just do it the same way he sold the first preview.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Because like Diamond seems to be, it's a monopoly, and they're pricing their stuff really high because they're dicks.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some of my Brazilian friends to get hooked on it, and they were like, "Oh, boobs."
What was it? I think I titled my video, "I love redheads. I love comics, and I'm now in love with rags."
It's a really good one though. Like I started reading it, and I'm like, oh, like he gave me like I bought it or something like that. So he gave me the full version, and I'm just like enjoying every moment of it. I'm like, yes.
Did you see that he finally, like, it's finally gone full circle? Like, he met up with Liz Flanagan or something, and they took a picture together?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
You should ship them.
God,
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's got he's really got he's got a crush on her.
Yeah.
he's got the clout for it now, though.
Yeah. It's so great.
So.
Like, he's just so happy in that picture. He's like, I'm never taking this down.
It's going to be great.
He
got like someone to do pixel art of it for his Discord photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he uses it. He does.
It's great.
Did you know she shows up in the what is it? The what is it called again? My Hero Macadamia.
Oh God, I don't want. Get that out of here.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm not. I think it's funny. But apparently as well, Thump apparently is going to put a lot of Comicsgate references in there. Like,
wait, who's writing it?
Yeah, I'm buying it. I will tell you how it is. I mean, look, I like his artwork. I don't agree with his politics, but this is just a funny satire, and I don't mind that. And I'm gonna pick it up. He's not specifically going after a person. He's making generic like traits of these people that we.
You bought Thump for your dad, didn't you?
What? Yeah, I bought Thump for my dad.
He
laughed and saw it. She was like, "What the heck?" I'm like, "There you go, Dad." And my brother's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Yeah, I got you that too."
I don't know. Thump's never caught my interest, so.
I like his artwork. That's how we chat. It's just mostly. And I like his he did a great joke where he was all like there was a poster he did for IDW or Hasbro or something like that, and it was with Transformers and G.I. Joe, and he goes, "From the creators that brought you Mr. Potato Head." And I was like,
that Panther, don't tell me to play that. Don't. He's like, play Dokkan Battle. Excuse me, sir. I like Dragon Ball, but I'm no trash person.
Hey, it's okay. We all have different interests and so forth. You don't need to like Thump.
What is it? I think you guys will find this funny. Someone I used to talk to made a video talking about Dokkan, and there are these things in it called Dragon Stones that they're like the pay for currency or whatever. And he made a video talking about them, and he made in it. There's a video clip of him dressed in his character's outfit, holding a sign that says "We'll eat ass for Dragon Stones."
What the fuck is Dragon Stones and what is Dokkan?
It's a phone game based on Dragon Ball, and it's
a phone game, and the Dragon Stones are like the currency.
Oh, okay. My brother just told me.
Hi, brother.
Would that be?
Why would you do real world currency? Wait, okay.
It's Nerd Brother.
Yeah,
it's not Nerd Wonder. It's Nerd Brother. That is what we've dubbed him.
He's not Nerd Brother.
What am I?
They call you Nerds Brother.
No, not Nerds Brother. Nerd Brother.
Nerd Wonder Brother.
What was that noise? Oh man, Nerd, what have you been doing with all these drawings? Have you been saving them or like?
Yeah, I saved them all. I saved every single one I doodle.
Ooh, I want to see some of those I kind of want to color those Transformers ones if you'll let me.
Sure. They're just sketches, so I would have to ink them for you.
Well,
I guess I could still send you the regulars.
My coloring is kind of basic, but I enjoy doing it the way I do it. I actually did some very basic coloring for someone back on TFW 2005 years ago for one of their comics.
You actually did the recolorings for you did my my avatars coloring.
I did color palette.
I tend to use that coloring scheme.
Hey, I can't
because it was supposed to be a yellow suit, but except yours worked so much better.
Yeah, I think I just went with Teen Titans Robin.
Yeah, like there's Teen Titans. You went with Dick Grayson Robin. Somebody else has done Tim Drake.
I also made a Batgirl version for you.
I think the one that did that was Mr. Marvel.
Mr. Marvel, so yeah, he did that. The new another person gave me an 800 for the 800
Yeah, that
subscribers.
was awesome.
I was shocked that
That
somebody.
was amazing.
That was awesome.
I loved it. It's they explained to me it was Damian Wayne, but all I could think of was holy shit, a really good artist follows me and gave me this. I don't do jack.
I feel like everyone's just gonna start drawing your character with different outfits now.
Yeah,
Why
that's-
do people
Like
like my
Verse
character?
Comics debut. He's a really good drawer.
Like, why is people really enjoying my shit that much?
Because you're cool.
Stuff
You're
is
awesome.
Wish people enjoyed my shit that much.
Because it's really cute.
No, I hope people will watch more of your stuff, Maroyasha.
No, I get the views I'm looking for essentially, which is the Transformers community.
Which is great because I think that you're really helpful in teaching us as well about the Transformers
Yeah, I
community.
need to make those videos. I'll let you know when I have them done. And
Yeah,
Oh, I have to forward you to a Brazilian friend of mine.
And I do plan to finish up that gender video as well. I need to find where I put it though, because I think I moved it off of my computer onto my
I'm gonna send your channel to my friend.
Speaking of, I actually am fully almost done with the lenticular video. It's
Oh, I can't believe it! Like it's been like what 2 months already.
Yeah, it's been several months. It's a bitch because I actually fully finished getting all the lenticulars for Superman, and those audio is done. And this is going to be like a 30-minute video, I guess.
Damn.
And
I'll watch it.
next, all the video pieces are done for the Superman comparisons. And I put in music for a little bit, so I have to be careful. And then I'm now doing the X-Men, and the problem is the X-Men have gone insane in this one, and I'm just like, there won't be as many doodles on top, so it's probably going to be reactions with some crazy instances. But I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Just let me know if you prefer the other version. But don't worry, the rest of them that come after will be shorter. Like I want to do is because New Order just finished. I want to do Secret Empire versus New Order. I want to do just one cover and just yell at it. Like everybody was, what was it? Mech Anarchy was like, "Hey Nerd Wonder, what you think about this cover?" And I looked at it and it was that stupid one with the baby Wolverine. And I went on a rant about that one.
That's
Okay, hang on. Fat Panther, I can't speak up because other people are talking and that's rude, you butt.
No, you can speak up. Don't worry, I can't talk. Yeah, he's
He's
so
saying
weird.
I want to sleep.
No,
Go
she's
talk
being
so you can go to
polite.
bed.
She's being polite.
Yeah, this isn't being polite.
let me see.
Oh, I'm here to hate on you.
Why? Why do you hate on her? She's nice.
He does this constantly.
He gets no cookies. He keeps eating.
Oh.
He keeps hitting on you. No cookies. No cookies for you.
What did I do with this video? I can't find anything I did on the Transformers video. That's not
Maroyasha,
good.
I'm just treating you in Portuguese, but I'm not calling you. I'm not cursing you. It's just that I'm sending your channel to a Brazilian friend. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, this is a channel that doesn't, say shit about Transformer, and the owner of the channel is this guy, which is you. I'm not cursing you because it's like it's a different language. I'm not cursing anyone. It's just that if I talk in English like you'll probably.
I do have it here. All right. I don't know how much I finished editing this. Like I have all the audio done on this Transformers video. My working title is literally just Transformers. So
Which is probably a really good video.
I have a third of it fully edited. It's a 9-minute video.
That sounds so epic.
So I'm gonna have to finish editing that. It's a matter of do I put music in the background or anything? That's my question.
Well, music's always good to be in the background.
Yeah.
It's always with music, but you need to be careful. Like if it's too loud, it's too bad. If it's too, if the volume is too low, people will think they're going crazy.
I might have like a friend help me out with mixing that audio since he's an audio guy. But I want to finish it because I know everyone will find it interesting. At least most people will. So, because I feel it'll be an interesting topic.
This is a good chat.
Hmm?
Oh, I was just saying this is a fun little chat.
You're
I
a
like the
cat.
picture you're drawing. Cat-eared nerd
Talking
wonder.
about cats, I think my cat.
Yeah, I like cats.
Cats are cool.
Yes, our Lord of Cats. She knows everything.
Hey,
How
is the rifle toting cat, by the way?
Fluffy.
I like my cat. My cat's super
Are you
fluffy,
saying-
and as we know, I drew Nerdy Text and account as a cat.
I think
Yeah.
I really like cats because I can't have one.
Oh, you can't?
See if I
Why?
can show him to you.
My mom is terrified of cats. It's a really
Oh,
weird story
aw.
that doesn't make sense, but she's
No, it's
afraid
okay.
of them.
Hey, when you move out and you grow and you live on your own, maybe you can get a cat. You never know.
I'm afraid of
that'll never
octopi, but I've never interacted with one.
I want a big dog.
I want a German Shepherd when I'm older.
Panther, what stripper drawing are you talking about? If it's the cowboy one, it's done. I'm not putting it on Twitter though.
Who's
Can you
Howard?
guys hear me? Can you guys
Me,
see me?
I'm Howard.
Oh god, my
It's a
camera
joke
just turned
name.
off.
Why does he call you Howard?
Because that's
Because
her.
it's a joke I go by.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you guys
I
see
say
the
my
cat?
name's Howard Penn.
we cannot see the cat, Donna.
You cannot see the cat? Oh
Wait,
my
let me
God.
see the cat. I want to see the
It's
cat.
just blank. It's just pure, like, it just goes fully gray.
Oh, it's bad camera. I hate my computer camera.
Take a picture of your cat and then send it to Twitter so we can check it.
Yeah. Yes.
That way you don't get
Cat.
secretly doxxed.
Very
That's right.
smelly cat.
Please, anyone can dox me at this point. I might as well have said where I live at this point on Twitter.
Oh, me too.
Like, let's see.
You
I
think
don't
no
piss
one
people
cares
off.
about Canada, so.
Yeah, see, but like, I just don't mess with people. I don't insult people. I just let people be. Like, there was that guy, what was it, Daryl or something, that was going around calling people Nazis. I'm like, hey man, let's just be respectful. And he blocked me. And I'm like, okay, you do you, man.
That dude has issues.
I told him to give me a hug and he blocked me.
Like,
Damn.
he has issues.
I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
hey man.
He has subscriptions. He does not have issues.
He has subscriptions.
I get it. Haha.
He has prescriptions.
Nah, I get the subscriptions, not issues, because it's like, yeah, I get it. That was a good pun. I appreciate that. And if no one else gets it, that's their problem. But
My brother
I'm just sending out this channel up. I'm just sending your channel out to my friend Maroyasha
Go for
because
it.
like every time I send him like, oh, someone is talking about Transformers. Oh, these Americans, they don't know what Transformers are. Like it's always like
yeah,
Captain Cummings or DNC talking bad shit about Transformers
I
and he
actually
gets
know
mad at
shit,
me.
bro. Like, I'm like, yo, check this shit. Like,
He's like,
I like to keep my reviews professional. I never roast a book. I review a book. That's my opinion on it. And a lot of people say I get too butthurt when I talk about it. It's like I don't get butthurt about it. It's the fact that we have certain people representing our community as sort of the figureheads, and all they do is roast, or as they put it sometimes, review books. I would never call what a lot of these people do reviews, because it doesn't talk about really anything about the book. It's just like, oh wow, look at this really shitty piece of dialogue. Look at this thing here. It's like, well, did the book do anything good, or did you just waste your money? Like, a review should tell me good and bad. It shouldn't just be like, oh man, this person said something on Twitter, so I don't like them, so I'm gonna burn their book live on stream. It's like, that's not a review. It's a personal vendetta against someone, in my opinion.
I
Like,
remember
it's
that
unnecessary.
I used to do that, but only on like utterly terrible books. Like he never did it to
Yeah.
every single one.
But it's like, that's why I was very proud of what Mag said to me. Like, she said it never got too personal. It's like, that's what I aimed to do. Like, I didn't attack Mags in my review. I attacked the IDW editors, like just the editing overall. Like, you can't just keep doing all these major things in this stuff. Like, I will sometimes go off about writers, but it's like because I know they can do better. Like, so I don't know.
No, I totally get you. Like, I read some people I really like, and I'm just like, dude, come on, you're better than this, man.
Yeah, it's like I never try
guys,
to
I'll
get
be
too
right back. I
personal.
need water.
It's all good. I never try to get too personal in my reviews, because I feel then that just it doesn't help me. It doesn't help me at all. Like, it makes my reviews less professional, which is not what I want. I want my reviews to seem professional and be like people to watch them and actually think, oh, all right, that's a reasonable opinion. So,
have you seen my reviews?
I love your reviews.
I have not seen your channel before. I'm not gonna lie, but I saw that you just subbed to me, so I will go check that out right now.
No. You have to check it out. Her latest review was so good. I loved.
I've just been trying to find more people to check out in the community.
Dude, she animates her stuff better than mine.
No. It's not as good as yours.
Oh, no. It is. You actually color it.
Hey, I told you if you wanted, I would color all of those reaction images for you with the palette I used.
Well, it's okay, but at the same time, there's like I put in new ones every time I make a new review. So usually
you act like I wouldn't do it. I have so much free time on my hands right now. It kind of hurts.
Okay. I'll probably take you up on that offer because I got I not for this review because it'll take longer to finish it up, but it's going to be a really good one. Like I'm really psyched about it because I just fully finished all the lenticular of Superman. I gotta do all the X-Men, but I have finished up all the cue cards, the names for every one of them, and I have them down. It's just me zooming in and showing the stuff that I want to discuss along with some extra pictures.
I just have to find where I saved the color palette. Unless you have the image I sent you, then.
That was
cute. He keeps saying my voice is annoying, and it reminds him of Android 21. I've never heard of Android 21.
She's the new Dragon Ball Fighters character.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like her English voice.
She looks.
I'll have to look it up.
I love how everyone's like Android 21 # thick. I'm like, no, bro, she ain't thick. She may be a snack, but she ain't thick.
I like her design though. I really enjoyed that design.
I haven't finished the story mode because it's awful. It's like really boring.
Oh, that's great.
Like people are like original story, that's a plus, and I'm like, but it's not a good original story. Like let's calm down now. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I do like how she I do like her design. I do like her character. I do like the fighting stuff. They gave her a very unique kind of stuff, and I was very proud about that. I was like, hey, that's really cool. And and she's another android, so Red Ribbon Army, whatever, and junk like that. But I'm sorry that the story sucks. But hey, like don't be shitty.
It's whatever.
Is it mediocre or is it just utterly garbage?
I mean, like, a lot of people say it's decent up until the end and then kind of drops off. I'm probably just going to watch clips of the story because it's like a 9-hour story.
Oh, okay.
For a fighting game.
That's...
But yeah, the fights are really easy, and that's my problem, is that it is probably the fastest story mode I'm ever going to play through. So. That's my problem with it. And I did manage to find the palette I used for your stuff, so I do have that now, and I found the Batgirl version I did as well.
You gave me quite a few. That was always cool to see like you guys would actually give me this cool stuff.
Yeah, whenever I see something like in black and white, I just feel the urge to color it in my very basic coloring style. What are you drawing now? That's what I want to know. That's a it looks like, I can't tell what you're drawing. Is it like a chicken person? Because you were just drawing chickens? I'm assuming not, but.
Oh my god.
Come on, draw the female Colonel Sanders.
Oh, what? Colonel Sanders? Oh, the female Colonel Sanders thing? That was weird.
Everyone was like, oh my god, female Colonel Sanders. I'm like, why is Colonel Sanders female?
I thought it was a joke. Like, they keep swapping the Colonel Sanders, and apparently that's the joke that it's like, I'm the real Colonel Sanders. So I thought, oh, a woman being it, that's funny. But then everybody's like, look, it's so progressive. And I'm like, it's a joke. Guys, not everything has to be about some sort of like,
oh, I'm being represented.
I know. And then a girl got superly offended that she was being like that women are now Colonel Sanders because according to her, it's like I want equal pay. I don't want to be Colonel Sanders. And it's like, shut up, please.
Hey guys, we did it.
The same.
We outlasted Frugal's chat.
We did?
Yeah.
It's already
like 2 hours.
We've been streaming like 3 hours, and you know what? It's fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to just like hang out and talk.
I have nothing. But dishes.
Oh, what is it? I wanted to ask, what did you guys think of Captain Marvel's outfit, Brie Larson's?
Isn't it green?
Buttless Carolman verse?
It's
I don't like
stiff looking.
I
mean,
think
Yeah, it's very
green
stiff.
stuff though. I think the green is supposed to change colors.
I
Yeah,
just took it
there.
as it's
I
a
don't
Kree
think so.
outfit.
Okay, that too.
I actually thought it was a good outfit. I thought it was
because there's not going to be a real unless the original Captain Marvel is supposed to be this space fighter that meets
He's
up with
going to
her
be
and
in
helps
the
her
Captain
out.
Marvel movie.
What?
Going to be in the Captain Marvel movie.
He is?
Yeah. Marvel's
so I
going
guess
to be
that's
in the
how
Captain
she-
Marvel movie. They cast him months ago. Yeah, he's going to be in the Captain Marvel movie in... Is that coming out next year, I think? So.
Yeah, or something like
They
that.
cast.
After
I
Infinity
can't remember
War.
who they cast. It was so long ago at this point.
I don't like it.
I actually like it.
I don't like the way they're like toning down the colors of the outfits lately, or making them really.
They always do that.
They don't
though.
make them super functional, and it's like functional, yes, but super functional. I'm sorry.
You know what? Like,
But Sash.
I mean,
I thought we were over this already, you know? We're over
I
the
mean, I
dark
liked
and
it.
gritty shit.
So I liked it because it looks like a flight suit, and I thought that was an interesting way to do it. Is that it looks like a flight suit? My biggest gripe with it is that for the character design, they didn't go with like, not the mohawk, but like that iconic like swept to the side one she had for years ago, like a few years
Yeah,
back.
they're going for actually good stuff
I have
that
that
people will
comic.
enjoy.
So
The thing is,
Yeah.
though, like, her butt sash is just like
what butt sash? There is no butt sash. She doesn't even have a butt.
She needs a butt. Well, this character they can just CGI the butt. Okay.
I mean, does Brie Larson even have a butt?
I don't know. I don't know anything about these characters unless they start bitching or something.
Butt CGI.
Butt
CGI. Come on, guys. We just stick
Listen,
basketballs in people's pants.
They were willing to give Chris Pratt. They told didn't need to work out if he didn't want to. They would just give him the role, and they would just CGI abs.
Oh, come on.
They were going to do that.
Oh man.
They were going to do that, but he actually said no. Give me like 6 months. And he worked his ass off and actually got like really buff.
Yeah.
Stunt butt. Oh,
I think he says he doesn't
Stunt butt.
kind of upset because he now has to be always fit and he doesn't like being fit. He likes eating fat foods and stuff.
Yeah, he was talking about that.
Apparently, Marvel is too long.
Whoa.
What?
Okay.
I also don't like the Wasp costume. It doesn't.
You know that like people were trying to find like triggers into that, and they were like,
Oh,
"Look,
geez,
that's
someone
how
found
it is."
the phallic. Yeah, they found the subliminal phallic, and I went, oh.
I'm like, along with the person that decided to say,
But he pointed out, oh yeah, it is there, but I don't think they were intending it.
No,
Man,
of
guys.
course not. I mean, dude, it's not. It's padding. It's the padding of muscles in front of in the front of your body. So shut the fuck up, you idiot.
I don't like the costumes. It's too dark.
Maybe they-
It's too like I want. And if she gets green or something, like if she gets blue and stuff, I want it to pop. I want it to pop even more than her current outfit. Well, her current outfit sucks anyway.
Yeah, it's just too dark. I don't. It's like it doesn't have the spirit of the comic books. I mean, Ant-Man's went up from it, but it still retained the comic book feel. If you get my meaning. All the ones seem to have the comic book feel. Now the women are starting to go, oh god, we can't show boobs, we can't show cleavage, so we gotta masculinize them or
What was it?
It's
I think-
Remember
there was
that with comics, so they don't like colorful shit because they think it's tropey.
Remember there was that
I think it's going back to 60s Batman.
What was it? There was that one person going on about the Brie Larson outfit on Twitter, going like, all the comic book fans wanted to look like this, and they looked like some art from DeviantArt, and I'm like, bruh, that's
fan art.
fan
Yeah,
art.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
even
the
Frank Cho doesn't draw them like that, bruh. Come on, like.
It was those idiots. Like
I
they
was
keep people keep posting over the top fan art, and I'm like, that's not what we're talking about, idiot.
Oh, didn't he yell at you? Yeah, he yelled at you.
Oh no, it was the other dude, and we're buddies now.
Everyone
I guess.
yells at HP.
Wasn't
Let's
he
be
Was he
real.
trolling? Because I couldn't tell. Like, it was either he was trolling us, or I mean, he was trolling or not. Because like most of his writing was about that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Did you? And all I could think of was he's like started yelling at you or something, and I was like, did you
No,
just?
he retweeted me, and I responded. So he's following me now.
That's neat.
Do you guys think that Jude Law would be a good Marvel?
No, I don't even think I've seen him in anything, and if I have, I don't even remember what.
You want to know what I want to see? I'm really disappointed at. I'm sad that the Captain Marvel for DC is not going to be played by John Cena, because I want to jump in to fight The Rock, and then we could have had WWE for that for that.
Did you see Zachary? Did you see him though at the video game awards?
I don't
What's
watch anymore because
What's his
name? Polygon does.
Zachary Levi, right? That's his name, Zachary Levi.
It's the guy from Chuck, right?
Yeah, he came out at the video game awards like a few weeks after they announced it, and they were like, "And your future Shazam," and like he walks out, the dude was fucking ripped in the sweater he was wearing. Like he went from a twig to fucking big in a few weeks. Yeah,
I think
he put in work.
Probably took devotion into this. Like he's probably a nerd.
He really filled out the sweater he was wearing. Like my friend texted me, he's like, "Bro, did you just see Zachary Levi come out?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, he's fucking ripped." Like he was really filling out what he was wearing.
I do want to see that movie, and I hope Mr. Tawny shows up in it.
So
Mr. Tawny is so much fun. You can't do a Captain Marvel of DC without Mr. Tawny.
I don't know much about
Mr. Tawny's this magical talking tiger from the original.
Tiger, yes.
And so they've been trying to integrate him in because he was heavily part of the original Shazam. So in the cartoon version of him that they did for DC, Mr. Tawny was a guardian, like a spirit of the wizard Shazam did to protect Billy when he was a kid. So it's like
have you seen
but he turns into a giant, but he's really a tiger. In another version, I forget the other version. He's just a giant tiger the kids have in the Flashpoint series.
Mm-hmm. Have you read the 90s run of Shazam?
No, I want to.
Oh, wait, was that the one like a 6-part series or something?
No, it was a big one. Shazam.
Yeah, I read the one that was a few years back, and they had him he was adopted into like a foster home.
Yeah,
that's the new one. He's like a homeless kid.
And there's certain points that with him with the tiger, I'm like, why is someone cutting onions around me?
I actually,
I was bawling my eyes out.
See if I can find it.
People don't like the 90s because like he's a brat, they say, and all this other.
He is not a likable Billy Batson in the book, but you kind of get why.
Yeah, but apparently that's why they like stopped putting him, and they're going to show him back after like Metal or after Doomsday Clock. They're going to return him and like reboot him, I guess.
Well, Doomsday Clock isn't going to be done until mid-2019.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they have time. Well, that means they have enough time to actually rewrite him and do some good work with him. But the thing is, which I always thought would be kind of neat, is if they did a story or something like that where like if you're gonna redo it, make Mr. Tawny his guardian, his like legal guardian. So it's like this, like he turns into a human or something, but he's got these weird tiger characteristics. I thought that'd be kind of fun. If you're not gonna do his uncle, do Mr. Tawny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I like that one series, and I love the Black Adam redoing that. I love the arc of Black Adam.
Oh, the Black Adam on New 52. No, 52 weeks. It was really good.
In that one series with Shazam, when he was with the orphanage and all that. I like that Black Adam. I like the Shazam costume, but I like Black Adam's much better.
Mm-hmm.
Black Adam's costume is much cooler.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why The Rock was given the chance to be Captain Marvel. Like they were like, we're gonna make you Captain Marvel," and then he was like, "No, I want to be Black Adam."
Yeah, Yeah, you look at the costumes. Yeah, Black Adam's costume is
Yeah,
much
so,
cooler.
like, but you get
It's
to
been
be.
a while since The Rock's played a heel.
I am kind of disappointed he didn't want to be it because you would want to watch it just to see him as. But one person
Can you
believes.
smell what Shazam is cooking?
Yeah, the thing is though, he plays a lot of like children and so forth that like get morphed into adults. So people think that he probably was very tired of it and he wanted to try something a little bit new.
Yeah.
And he wanted to play the villain because he hasn't done that before. Even the Scorpion King, when he played him, he was still a hero.
Yeah.
So I think he wants to play a villain.
Yeah, because the backstory for Black Adam is really kind of sad.
Yeah, so the DC one that I was talking about is the Power of Shazam.
Uh-huh.
That's from 1994, I guess. I read this as a kid, so but this is really, really nice. It has Tony, has Billy and Mr. Suvana, and it has like the Mr. Suvana is like the little worm and thing. It's a really good run. You can find it on trade paperback. It's by Jerry Ordway. It was really funny. And it's like it's a little bit for kids because it has like this, language for kids. It's not like really adult, but again, it's Billy. Billy was a kid, right? So
yeah,
and he was like a paper boy. It was a really, really nice story.
Oh, it's like back to the real roots of it before they kind of made him like.
So it was like Billy have left behind at home in Fawcett City because of poor grades, and Fawcett City Comics, originally story from Wiz Comics. Billy is abandoned by his cruel uncle Ebenezer and becomes paperboy and to earn a living. On the night, Billy meets the dark clothed stranger, and then he turns into Shazam. So this is like the whole premise of the story, but it's more in actual days. It's really cool.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I remember the reason I got really impressed with Shazam was because a Tumblr site literally was post nothing but original Shazam.
I've never been that into Shazam, to be honest.
I liked him from the old TV series, but when I found the Gary Frank art, I went, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what series needs fixing on TV? Flash. That series needs fixing.
I haven't touched it since the middle of last season. I just can't watch it.
Don't even bother.
I got tired at the very beginning because it was a formulaic, once villain of the week thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I still watch it. I think it's another reason I hate myself, is because I just keep watching it.
You do it so we don't have to.
Yeah, I don't think that's it. I think I've just reached that point where I have a problem where I can't stop watching things even if I hate them, and I don't know why I do.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, but it's even when I really goddamn hate something, I won't stop watching it, and I don't know why.
American Swordfish, I am saying no. Gary Frank is awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's one of they have some really awesome artists over at DC.
I like how he draws faces because you can see how yeah, and then my favorite part is how he can draw. It's how he can draw. He can draw people to look really asshole-like,
Oh yeah, really, you can see the emotions.
Yeah.
Have you guys read his Supergirl that he did with Peter Dave?
Oh no, I haven't. I'm gonna have to find that.
Is it that new one?
No, that's 90s. I don't know if they there's a trade paperback. I think Linda Danvers Supergirl. He does it and it's really, really good because she has this boyfriend that he's a creepy. And it's so good the way that Gary Frank makes him, and then the father and the mother expressions on the book and some of the stories, wow, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, him and Jason Fabak are two of my go-tos. If I'm gonna work on comic book stuff, I go to those two because I love their art.
The story starts when the Supergirl was trying to save this girl, Linda Danvers, and she just gets like, you know, kind of connected to the girl. Like she was like a plasma or something before that. Then she just, you know, I don't know what happens, but she goes and transforms into the girl, and then she was shifting, like American Swordfish was saying on the chat. Like she can be Supergirl and Linda Danvers at like the same time. It's really cool.
Like the one that was hooked up with young Luthor, or is that a different one?
It's before that.
Oh, it's before that.
No, it's after that. So there was the plasma. Yeah, there was the plasma Supergirl. That was with the yeah, and then that was after that when she left Luthor because she discovered that she was actually evil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she was in love with him, and she was so innocent.
Yeah, that's right.
If they're gonna do Luthor in a new movie, go to that Luthor.
The guy that they picked to play Luthor in that in the latest series, he wasn't even trying to be Luthor. He wanted to be Jimmy Olsen. He wanted because he's a perfect Jimmy Olsen. You can tell.
Wait, who is this?
The Batman versus Superman crew. Apparently, the guy that's now playing Lex Luthor, he actually didn't even want the part. He was trying to play Jimmy Olsen.
Remember, they killed him in Batman v Superman.
Shut up! That's not real.
That's real. They shot him in the face.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
I thought it was supposed to be like Jimmy Olsen, but it turned out it wasn't Jimmy Olsen. I don't know.
I think it was supposed to be
pretending
to be
Jimmy Olsen. It was Jimmy Olsen. They shot Jimmy Olsen in the face in the first.
You want to know what? No, we don't. We can change that now because it's only in the Kevin whatever whoever's name is cut, and that you can only see it if you do that. And
Zack Snyder.
That's like shut your face, and or we could pretend that wasn't the real Jimmy Olsen. And
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Oh no, I'd have to look it up.
Because you don't kill the real Jimmy Olsen. He's too cool for that. Unless
I thought of something interesting.
Well, would it really matter if they're gonna flashpoint everything anyway?
Yeah. You know, I just thought of something interesting. A bit off topic from what we're talking about, but why does the SJW community, as we put it, not talk more about Gem and the Holograms? I say that because I'm looking at the Gem and the Holograms comic hanging on my wall because I really like that cover.
Really good. Like, there's a really good
artwork is amazing.
The Menage a Trois girl, or whoever, the creator of Menage a Trois, draws for quite a few issues, I know.
Wait, does it have an agenda in it?
Not really. Like, it doesn't try to push anything.
Talking about it.
Like,
they want back padding books.
That's true.
Well, but technically, it sort of is. I mean, it has lesbians in it, and it doesn't glorify it, but they seem very, very happy.
Well, they probably want it to be like.
I mean, I look at the series like
join us.
No, it's not like that. Like, it has a lot of there's definitely.
I'm talking about that's how they would want it to be.
There's a character to represent everyone in that though. Essentially, there's trans characters, lesbian characters, straight characters. I know they just introduced a Muslim character. They kind of do all this representation, and I mean, sometimes it's not the best written book, but they do it in ways where it's like, okay, cool, that's just part of the character. It's they never go oh my god, this person's lesbian. It's oh, this character's just into a girl who's in the other band. It's that was the conflict for a while in the book.
Yeah.
Is that two of the characters, that one from the Holograms and one from the Misfits, they were into each other, but they couldn't really do it because they were in opposing bands.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the things in the book for a while. It's what's going to happen there? And eventually they just kind of did it, and the Misfits had to suck it up, but the Holograms were hey, cool. Because the Misfits really hate the Holograms, so that's the big conflict in the book.
I remember that from the animated series. I actually used to watch it. I had the dolls.
So I was listening to a bunch of the Gem and the Holograms tracks on YouTube because Hasbro has all of them on their YouTube channel, all the tracks from the show. And I'm why don't they just release it on Spotify? Put the tracks on Spotify and stuff, or make an album out of them because they're really good tracks too, some of them. And I'm just what a waste of money you could be making right there. So, but yeah, Gem and the Holograms is really good. I know it won some awards for stuff, but it wasn't talked about much.
Awards is really a thing anymore. I mean, I bet it's really good, but the issue is
Yeah.
usually, from what I hear, and I believe it's sometimes that they pick awards just for whatever does virtue signaling or whoever they're friends with. It's kind of like the Academy Awards at a point. Like the Academy Awards still has some pretty good movies, except there's a big issue that's being noticed now more and more is that they don't watch every episode. They don't watch every movie or everything they're actually supposed to be judging.
Yeah, that's true.
So they usually pick what's their friend, except with the Academy Awards, it's bribery. It turns out they'll get the winners tend to be people that give them the most beneficial of gift baskets.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, well, they're all rich dicks anyway. But for comics, I think it's just I don't think everybody reads them, but I bet that the Gem and Holograms is really good and so forth.
Yeah.
But I know that people were pointing out that one of Chip Zdarsky's books was picked, and then but people would state that there was better ones. And let's face it, they started picking out all this other, like I think America Chavez was Eisner Award or Squirrel Girl, and we all know like,
Gross.
I will continue to say this. I don't know how someone with amazing art like it's Andrew Griffin or Griffith. I can't remember how he spells his last name, and I feel really bad because I love his art so much. But the man's been out of work for months with art. He's just been trying to get like back into the art game and the comics stuff. But the person who like draws Squirrel Girl has a job. I'm like, this man draws amazing art.
It's because they
like it just makes me upset. Like it breaks my heart.
He needs to say, pull out a label and they'll hire him.
Like really,
which is sad.
There's a whole entire story as well that not everybody gets their stuff. Like what was it? The guy that made Shoe? He's been trying to get into DC for the longest time, and they won't let him in.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Well, then again, DC has like, I love Shoe. I love to see him there. They usually do tend to have higher standards in their stuff, but still, like, you don't fucking let in the guy called Shoe. But it's like, it sucks that some of these people that are great can't get jobs, and it's true. It's who you know, it's connections, it's people, it's you saying the right things.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would like, if I had the money, if he's a really good artist, I'd go hire him.
Oh hey, Rags won an award on Comic Central.
Yeah, I heard about it. That's cool.
Yeah, it won the best overall, and it's just the prologue, not even the full thing. Just the prologue. It won best overall comic award
of 2017. Is it the Newcomers Award, or is it just like overall of all?
No, it just says best overall.
Yeah, that's pretty
cool.
Congrats
Good
to
job,
them.
Rags.
Congrats to them, and I would recommend picking up Rags if you haven't.
It was gorgeous. I have the original. I have the new version that
I'm just waiting for the physical to come out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the physical.
Because I only review books I own physically, to be honest, because I hate reading digitally. Just how I am. I don't know why. I just can't do like reading digitally. I don't absorb the information as much as if I read physically. It's weird.
That's not weird. It's physical is always better for reading.
That is, yeah, I would say so.
I like physical because then you get to hold it, and also there's issues with digital stuff as well. Like people really like I guess newer age people really sorry, Dragon Ball is on, but so people like a lot of the digital stuff, but there's issues with getting it digital. Like number one, you have to wait for stuff to load. Number two, it's through different companies. I think somebody was talking the other day. I went to a live stream, and we
There's
actually
also licensing
that like this one guy bought this whole entire DVD box set on iTunes. Like they owned it through digitally on iTunes, but then iTunes lost the rights to it.
Yeah, and they don't give you your money back.
Yeah, they don't give you your money back for it. It's this is the kind of thing that I know will happen, and so this is like, I'd rather have a physical.
I mean, that's what I like about Steam though.
I don't want to do digital.
If you get a game from Steam, even if they lose the license, you can still download the game.
Yeah, I love Steam for that. Like, there was issues with games for the computer for a while where they were like, you only have a certain amount of time to download them. And I'm glad they got rid of that. And now are just like, your name's on this. This is your copy. I'll put it wherever
Yeah.
you want, and then
Like Transformers, all their games got taken off Steam because Activision lost the license for it. So
yeah, I know BioWare pretty much lost a lot of their most of the EA games were taken off because they had a huge fight with them about the rights and stuff. That's why you can't get Mass Effect 3 because they started
Crazy.
doing Steam Origin along with most of the Sims stuff. I had a friend that worked for EA for a while.
that must have been interesting.
They worked for a company that was part of the EA program kind of stuff, and EA destroyed them.
Jesus.
I hate EA because he worked his butt off.
Everyone hates EA. Let's be real.
Well, nobody likes EA except for Tumblrites and SJW. Okay, because the person that was doing Star Wars Battlefront, she said, "My hero is Anita Sarkeesian." Oh, we know why you were brought in, don't we?
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, speaking of art, I was rereading my old copy of I think it's Marvel Adventures number 17, and it was a two story issue. It had Hawkeye and Iron Man. The art was okay in that. Then they had the Black Widow part. I think it was Clicquot. I think it's Rene Clicquot, I think his name was. Oh my God. The ugliest woman. He draws ugly people, and he did the ugliest version I've ever seen of Black Widow.
And he has a job.
And he had this is back in 2011.
Who is this?
This makes sense.
I think it's Clicquot. I think it's who I think it was. I recognized the artist's name because it was someone who I think was doing America.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's that guy. The guy that
I think it's that guy because I think it's him. I have to get my physical copy.
He makes the most sickliest looking people. Like the lips on every woman look like they were having hypothermia or they were on some sort of drugs. Like they all look like they were on crack.
Because the first couple of pictures of the women in the book, they look kind of distorted, like they're looking through like a glass, like one of those wavy glass mirrors or something. But at the very end, they had this part where she's supposed to be really pissed off, and he had such heavy black shadows in it, and it just looked like that, almost like that Exterminatrix picture in terms of ugly. You know which one I'm talking about? The one where she's
I think so.
The teeth and she looks really ugly. It was that kind of ugly.
Ooh.
And I went, oh. And it's like that. Yeah, that person he has a job, and people like Third Wonder can't get a job.
See, I just read a lot of comics with robots.
Yeah, well, I
because I don't say the right things and I don't know who to talk to. I do make friends with people in the conventions and so forth. Like I have had really pleasant conversations with some of the creators, and they remember me after coming back another year. They're like, "Hey, it's you. Why don't you come and sit down with me?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah!"
I mean, I feel like this. Kat saying, "Hey, hit me up with a pitch" is the farthest I've gone in the past 3 months with my idea of, "Hey, I'm going to drop out of school and just throw myself into my writing and work." So we're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I did drop out of school, and my dad was like, "What are you going to do?" I'm like, "I'm going to work and throw myself into my writing." Because my thought process with this, I hated school when it was free, and I hated school when I had to pay for it. So I'm just going to focus on working.
Okay.
That's nice.
And Kat has helped me make a breakthrough on that. That's how my night's going.
Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
You have helped somebody.
I mean, you helped something though for sure, Nerd Wonder, and you too, Mariah. You both of your art is insane.
I have good references to work from, so I credit that.
Nerd Wonder, your art is so good. If I could draw like you,
Nerd Wonder, she should draw like a kid's book.
Like, you don't say that, Conky. I've seen your work. I've seen your comic. It is beautiful.
You've seen it? Which one?
The ones that you post online. I've seen your YouTube videos on it, and I like when we first started talking and so forth, and I found out you had a channel. I would watch your stuff.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, she's really good, guys. Like I love your. I really enjoy your videos and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, why is nobody watching this? Like I really enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah, I just subscribed to your channel. I'm gonna have to check your stuff out.
like check out our Snagglepuss review. It was actually really cool.
I bought it. I need to read it.
Actually, a lot of people like Snagglepuss. I was looking at the demographics, and it's so like different from all the others.
You mean
I'm
the new one
I'm
or
really
just
curious about it now.
Barbera?
It's such a
Because
good idea.
me and my brother, I
like
used to have a fight about Squiddly Diddly.
Oh, jeez.
Like we were like, he would be the greatest drug dealer of all time, or something. Like it was something stupid like that.
They should make.
Being an octopus and nobody would suspect it.
Okay, I won't lie, but I would love this idea. If they made a Top Cat comic, but it turned out he was a gang leader, and the other cats with him were like his goons essentially, and that would be amazing. I feel
That'd be cool.
They did that once in a Harvey Birdman episode. They made
I remember. And Harvey Birdman had great ideas, and they could make it an actual thing. Because imagine they're bringing back all these old characters. Imagine if like you have this like goofy Top Cat doing stuff, then he just stabs a dude, and he's like, "Next time you pay." Like I'm like, yo, that'd be dope. Like
that would be cool. Like no,
give me gangster Top Cat.
That would be nice.
And it's like people call him Top Cat because that's like the name he was given. Like that's the name people gave him, like Heisenberg to Walter White. Like that's how people know him, and they know the hat and stuff. Like
that would be really cool. Like I really do. I always enjoyed that character because he was just such a schemer and stuff, and he always had a lot of friends and a group of people that were all for this. But I think that would really work. But the question is, do you make it humanoid or do you make it because there's two versions you can do. You can make it humanoid or you can make him full animal because they do that. Like what was it, the Looney Tunes? There was the Elmer Fudd episode, and they made Bugs Bunny and all the others like humans that just had these characteristics that you can immediately tell who they were.
Yeah, I would do it like the original cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, or do you want it Snagglepuss?
Snagglepuss terrifies me though.
I like Snagglepuss. He's a rip off of the Pink Panther.
No, like the new design of him, like in the book, terrifies me.
I have to look at that.
Like it's good
When
art.
when he kisses his boyfriend, I'm afraid he's gonna literally like bite his head off.
What's up, Donna?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate to be the party bummer, but I'm really dying here. I'm almost sleeping, so
It's almost 1 in the morning.
Drop off. Yeah. No, it's not. It's like 9 for me.
Oh,
yeah, I'm in West Coast.
She's West Coast.
Oh well.
Yeah, but I'm dying here.
Go for it.
Go get rest then.
Yeah, I'm gonna shower and sleep.
Go for it.
See you guys tomorrow.
You take care, Donna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Peace out.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Meow. Meow.
Top Cat, like just the humanoid design of like Snagglepuss in the new comic kind of terrifies me a little.
He is weird.
Okay.
Also, him making out with another human is just really weird. But you wanna know what? Okay, I guess.
What if someone what if a real furry artist draws Top Cat so it doesn't look weird like Snagglepuss?
Yeah, like the humanoid versions they did, like the Porky Pig. Porky Pig was really good too.
Yeah.
And they brought it back. They brought it back because I think they both wrote it. I mean, the gang that was doing the Batman annual wrote it, so they put back in Porky's in there, and it was the same cast.
I saw that. It was really cute and interesting.
Yes. Yeah, I love. I don't know. That was a really good episode, by the way. If anybody has not read the Batman annual, it's like one of those stupid chicken soup stories because it just looks like so heartwarming and sad at the same time.
Oh wait, what about the Superman one? What's the recent Superman?
The recent Superman was pretty much the mirror of what do they call it? Wish. What do they call it?
Wish
Foundation meets Superman.
That one got me in the feels. I admit it got me in the feels.
It is so sappy Superman, but it's perfect. Like this is
Superman. Come on.
We see. Yeah, no. That's why it works so well. It is so freaking Superman.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, it's too it's to this, to that. I'm like, no, you don't get Superman. If you think this is not Superman, you do not get Superman.
Yeah, this is totally
Find out.
Superman. And I just started reading it, and I'm like, this is totally what Superman would do. This is totally what a Superman book would show the Justice League as. It's sappy and a little bit cheesy, but not too much. But it's still like, it's still really cute because it's like this is what Superman does for his life. He wants to make people happy and stuff. And of course, when they find like cancer-ridden children,
that was like, oh man. But it's like I can see Christopher Reeve playing that Superman, that book. Yeah. That tells you how that's how classic it is. It's Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Oh my god. I haven't read much of Superman in recent years, to be honest.
But I haven't either. But that one got me.
Yeah, that was a really good one. And then was that the Superman annual? Was that?
I don't know if it was the annual.
That wasn't an annual. That was just an issue, I believe.
No, yeah, it's like a fill-in. It seemed like it was a fill-in.
They haven't made the annual yet, have they?
It seemed like it was fill-in between what was actually going on in the book and then what's coming up.
I don't know.
It was out of sequence. I think it was like all of a sudden they did this book. I'm like, that's not the same story that they were working on, but it's good.
A lot of series I read don't really get annuals anymore.
That was what they call a file cabinet story.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of the Transformers series haven't gotten annuals yet, despite being over a year old at this point. So I know the one by Margaret Scott ended with an annual, and it nearly made me cry. So a lot of people said it was really dumb how it went down, but having not read that entire 12-issue series and only reading the annual, I kind of almost cried. It was sad and really kind of fucked up. So it was fun. It's the sad and fucked up stories that really get you. Those are like tend to be the best comic book ones, though. Surprisingly, it's never the feel good ones that are really considered the best.
What? I've heard a lot of feel good ones that are the best.
I mean, they make the list, but they're not like top. Like a lot of people say, like, "Oh, Dark Knight Returns," and like, Joke. It's like these sad, fucked up ones.
Well, it's always because people want to be an edgelord.
But it's true though. There's some of the best stories.
That's why they remember it more.
Yeah.
It's also I think also they're remembered so much because we weren't yet people weren't used to them at the time they were made.
I would argue that also Batman's one of the best.
You had the more comics code kind of stories before that.
Yeah.
Those usually are the things. Like they changed up things, but in an interesting way that was positive. Because let's face it, people try to be that edgelord when you shouldn't. At points.
Yeah, I kind of wish they could go to a modified comics code these days. With some of the stuff they've got in the books, I go, nah.
Yeah, like we have a new. Who said it? Somebody was talking about it before. That it was like we pretty much are in a new comics code. And I totally agree with that. And that this new comics code kind of makes a lot of issues for it. Well, their new comics code is pretty much SJW kind of stuff and like compliance and stuff. And where Marvel used to be able, they used to fight it all the time, didn't they? Like they're the ones that broke the comics code.
Yeah, they're the ones that for 3 issues of Spider-Man said, "Screw the comic code, and we'll publish our drug story."
Yeah, like they were asked. They needed to fix it for that because they said we'll just show drugs are bad, and they did the story with Harry Osborn being on drugs. Yeah, and then DC followed suit by making Green Arrow Red Speedy be on drugs.
God,
they
amazing.
had that planned well before the Spider-Man one, but they couldn't do it because of the code.
But thanks to Spider-Man, they were like, "Yeah, now we can make it." Wait, that's not bad.
They rewrote the code.
That cover is really. I love that cover, to be honest. It's one of my favorite.
The Speedy one is really good.
Yeah, it's very iconic, especially because this was a thing that was not seen before. And like I'd like to say with covers, it explains what's going to happen in the story. It gives you a beautiful, compelling picture of how these characters feel and what you're about to be bound into.
Yeah.
And the same art style as well. That's another issue, is that usually the art on the covers do not match what's inside.
Oh no,
yeah,
they're traps. They're traps.
IDW is usually pretty decent with that. At least on Transformers, they get the interiors to do the covers a lot of the time. Or Nick Roche makes a side living doing all the covers for Lost Light at this point.
Well, like Alex Ross is doing for everybody.
Yeah, I like Nick Roche's newest cover for Lost Light. There's a prank war in this issue. It's one of the side stories, and he drew a Spy versus Spy parody using 2 of the characters.
Oh, jeez. I love Spy vs. Spy. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
really
good.
Yeah, he has them like shaking hands and holding the bombs behind their back and stuff. It's great.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
It's a really
Oh,
good cover.
guys. I have to go already.
Oh, you do? Well, let's just wrap it up here.
Yeah,
'cause,
we've been going like 4 hours.
4
now.
hours.
Yep, that's right. 4 hours.
And you know what? You know what we did tonight? We outlasted Frugal and we outlasted GNC. We did pretty good.
Yep, and I
Does it
think
mean
Weapon wants to do one, so I guess we can go.
Weapon's
With
doing one tonight? No, is he really?
he was talking to me about it, but he
The
didn't want to
man still
interrupt us.
sounds like his cigarettes are coming back up his throat.
Yeah,
He's trying to practice
Heard
so
him?
he can be.
he needs to rest his voice. He sounds bad.
Well, he can drink again. All I know is that, and he got
Yeah. No, he has to smoke. He's been told because he was waiting because his throat needs to recover. Well, that just got rid of all the junk that was in his throat, so when he was coughing it up and affecting his throat more. So he had.
I understand that completely. When my throat goes bad, that same thing.
Yeah, I mean, and he just drank hella rum last night. He is the highest functioning drunk I have ever met.
I agree with that. Oh man,
He did not mess up the spelling on a single word in Discord last night.
that's it. That's it.
Not a single one. And he was like, and he was talking, and he's like, yeah, when I drink, I just kind of take all the bullets out of my guns and leave them on my bed. And I'm like, I don't know if that's smart or dumb, but go for it.
Actually, it would be pretty.
So I think
smart.
he ended up just sleeping on his floor because he didn't want to take all the bullets off. That's the last I saw before I went to sleep. He's like, I'm just gonna sleep here, and then just like I went to bed, and I'm like, I'm gonna let him live.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you guys for all coming in and enjoying our stream.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
I was glad to be here.
Yeah, and
You're the inaugural one on our new.
I am
channel.
the inaugural one, and you know what? Everyone's gonna have to live up to me. Sorry, guys.
That's right. There you go. There you go.
Sorry, guys.
We never do
Mullane, Rage, they got nothing on me. Come on now.
With our streams, it's never a shorty, always a longie.
Yeah, this was a long haul of a one, but it was good. It was fun.
Okay.
So
I think we did a 5-hour one once, wasn't that with Rage?
Yeah, that one went 5 hours. It's on my
Yeah,
channel.
We did one with Captain Frugal. Actually, we haven't done one with Rage. Rage is supposed to
It's
be
like
Rage
when
is
the party changes, it lasts longer, I think, although this one lasted long.
But don't worry, we're gonna actually probably our shortest one will be this Friday. For everybody in the chat, come Friday we are going to we're trying to set it up for John Malin to come on in.
come on, guys. It won't be as good as mine. Remember that.
Well, you'll always be number one. He was number one.
Yes. God, that sounds more of like an insult. That's like, oh, it's like, but sweetie, you were my first. Don't worry.
Our channel cherry.
Like that meme
Yeah,
that
exactly.
died last year. You know, we're number one. Do, do, do,
No,
do, do.
you're really going for outdated memes there, nerd. Whew. And with that, maybe it's a good time to end this before Nerd references another outdated meme.
All right. Well, it's been real, guys. Thank you all, and check out our channels and enjoy.
Yeah.
Take
See y'all
care.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Meow.
Bye.
Meow.
Wee.
Meow.